that time you believe in me. Yeah, I'ma lay it down, grabbing that crown, laying dollars on the ground, gonna double up now. 65, 4, 3, 2, one more time. Heavy punchline about to prove. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. Clear your heads now, watch 'em pick. Let it go and prove my worth, let me earn it. Gonna pass this test and get me a permit. Watch how I do, sit down, observe it. Fires in my soul, uncontrollable burn. Look at me then, look at me now. Correct your bones, the rude cool, make you bow now. Class one to a point to see. Blow kiss goodbye while they scream and shriek. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. If you feel my vibes, then pop with me. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
Wow.
Hello and welcome to the Persona 4 Revival Podcast.
That's not the
I-
name.
I
That'll
played
never
that.
be the name
I'm
at
glad
this
that's what
point.
it's called. That's what it's called. The Persona 4 Revival Podcast. I just came up with that right now. That's what it's called.
You think so?
No, I know so.
I don't want to talk about that game. In fact, I don't even think that game is really real, but we'll get into that in due time. Incomp, you do introductions. Go ahead. I want you to start this one.
Okay. So, I'm Incompetency. You know me very well. You know my perfect voice and my perfect vibe, as I've so been, known for over all this time. Screen over to my left, your right, doesn't matter. He's, no one gives a fuck about him. But we also have today, we have a guest. Now, would this guest like to introduce himself, or should I do the honors?
My name is John Persona. You know who I am. Let's be honest here.
True. That's true. This is
I know who he is. I have to say I know he is, but that's true for me. I'll give
Okay,
him that.
maybe not
That's
like
true.
me specifically, but John Persona as a whole. I
Yeah.
feel like everyone knows a John Persona.
Seen him mentioned a few times for sure. Mr. John Persona himself.
You prefer Mr. Persona or Mr. John?
I think Mr. Persona has a nice ring to it.
All right. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be calling you John for the remainder of this podcast. So
All right.
we're
Well,
here
alright,
today
yeah,
to discuss a myriad of things since Atlas has been so busy with just news out the wazoo ever since the year started. I mean, there's countless things. I mean, we got that P6 trailer, we got that follow-up Persona 4 Revival trailer, we got release dates for both. We got the Persona 1 remake and the Persona 2 remasters announced. It's just been crazy, hasn't it?
Think so? Yeah. That would be
there's so much to talk about.
that would be an optimal anniversary, I would say. Yeah, for sure. I think it's
And then we all
everything you
wake
could ask
up.
for. Yeah.
Man, if only it wasn't wishful thinking. I would
Maybe.
really like to see like ports before remakes for like P1 and P2, I think.
Yeah, I'd be kind of shocked if they did full-blown remakes for both. Like one maybe, but like a full remake for two, I don't know.
So you'd
Would they
be a
go
little
full blown?
hard pressed to find that, just because of the content of the game. I feel not even that it's like, oh, it's so old. If anyone's played P2, they would know. But there's a certain figure that is not viewed very favorably in modern day, and he was already
Oh.
censored in the PSP re
Oh,
release.
I know you're talking about
So-
Akechi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that guy has a couple of issues throughout the entirety of Innocent Sin. It had to be censored, but I think that P2 would be really hard to remake. P1 less so, and I do see a P1 remake happening a ways down the line. Like, give it 5 years or
I think
so.
a P1 remake. I think a P1 remake is like kind of likely. I can see that happening. I think it'd be
Yeah.
really easy to market too. Like if you're gonna do like a full like blown like reimagining kind of thing, where it's like this is kind of the start of the Persona series, and assuming Persona 6 is as impactful as you'd think it would be, assuming it's not complete fucking garbage. Hopefully,
Sure.
I think the Persona brand will probably be at new heights by that point, and marketing around a Persona 1 remake would not be that hard. I don't think.
No, absolutely.
I'd actually be surprised if the Kanye collaboration in Persona 2 Innocent Sin or whatever. I'd be surprised if that were a big point of contention, just because the PSP version did censor him a little bit. I always thought that censorship was really bizarre though, because
Yeah.
I think the differences are It goes from Hitler to Führer in name. They replaced the swastikas with, I think, iron crosses, which is just another
Yep.
Nazi symbolism thing,
Yeah.
anyways. And then, oh, he's wearing glasses. He's wearing sunglasses
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, the cooler Daniel
Baller
sort
as
of
fuck
thing.
sunglasses, admittedly. Terrible person. Baller sunglasses.
Yeah.
It feels very, very bizarre that they even did it, because I feel like it isn't even like good censorship. Like, I feel like if you're gonna delete them, it's not even like that's not even really so. I don't know. And I obviously within the context of the game, I mean, there isn't anything to be like, oh, this is just a terrible, terrible thing that you haven't included. Like, he's obviously not a good guy. I don't think Persona 2 is going to make the argument that he is. So, I don't know. I'd be surprised if that had got in the way of some potential remake or remaster. I always thought it was bizarre they even bothered to do it in the PSP, and I've never been able to find a good reason as to why they did it.
Yeah, honestly, I have to agree, especially because they kind of still use like the direct names. They're like the Nazi regime and stuff, and like they're calling them like the opposition, the Axis powers. I don't understand the censorship for the most part because it's just not very effective, like you were saying. But I think the issue with it being released like in modern day is not so much like they need to censor it. I think that they wouldn't censor it, but there would probably be uproar about it just because like, oh my god, you have the Austrian painter as a pseudo final boss, because like it's not the actual final boss, but I mean it's technically the final boss.
You should call him that, the Austrian
Maybe.
painter.
I mean,
That's
they
the
do
guy
like
that's
they do
the-
Wolfenstein games and stuff still. I mean, I feel like I mean,
Sure.
there could be some uproar.
I think it would just be
people would be in uproar with everything. But I mean, if you're looking at the actual context of all of it, I don't know what people could possibly be upset about.
Yeah, like
you know?
in context, it's a lot better. I'm just thinking to the reactions of like Persona 3 Portable remaster when that came out. There was a lot of like resurgence of uproar about the Ken romance, and like
That's true, yeah.
obviously,
Sounds a lot
but
better.
I think a similar thing could happen with Persona 2 as well.
No, sure. I can see. I think it would just be like meme to high hell though. Like I don't imagine like it would cause legitimate.
Especially if they give
uproar.
him glasses again. I don't know why would they do that. Just if
Yeah,
anything,
especially if they give him glasses.
Yeah.
I hope this next time they give him like the shutter glasses, like in like the 2010 like shit, like those.
Oh yeah, like the
Rose
LMFAO
glasses.
Party Rock
Yeah.
Anthem glasses.
Yeah, that should be fire.
Well, yeah. So ignoring Hitler, there's a lot of great things that can come up in the Persona 30th anniversary. I think, but so far we've been kind of they've gone fully radio silent on us. Really, I think. Outside of some illustrations and stuff, which there is a new one. I guess we could cover here shortly. But generally speaking, the 30th anniversary has started, and that's about it. It started.
Yeah, like there was merch announcements. I mean, we got those in January.
I bought one of those. I bought one of the hoodies. I bought one of those.
Been looking
Oh,
into
the
more
Shop Atlas
Persona
one, right?
hot sauce, unfortunately.
No, actually, I didn't. I actually haven't bought that one yet. I bought. This was before the Shop Atlas one was open. I pre-ordered one of the Japanese ones. Because I thought I wanted something for Persona anniversary, and I didn't know if we'd get like I didn't know if Shop Atlas would have something, so I just got that. Now I feel like an idiot, but it is what it is.
Oh, so you don't
I'm just a
feel it,
slave
it's
to
okay.
Atlas. Fuck you.
So we have
I'm
this,
bringing out John Persona as the next host. I'm getting rid of you, bro. It's over. I'm sorry.
You can't replace
Just
me.
fucking
I
replace.
started this company. Okay. You want to talk about the illustration, I guess, because that's really, I think, the only new thing they've really done. Oh, there is it's like a 10-second video if you want to go over
Yeah,
that
I
too.
saw the
It's been- no,
Red
it's not
Note
substantial.
video as
It's
well.
not
Yeah.
substantial.
We're scraping
I'd like
up
to see
the little scraps here, but I guess we might as well. So this is the illustration that was released.
Yeah.
It's a new one. It's cool. I mean, I like this little pose Joker's doing. It feels kind of hard. Look at this guy.
Right.
I mean, this motherfucker is always doing like an extra pose in every fucking
This
party event,
this
bro.
one's,
He's
this
aura
one's pretty
farming.
out there, you know. I mean, even Naoya has gotten a lot of focus. I think is like the first one. I think more
Yeah, I think
so than
Naoya
the
and
25th.
Tatsuya look really good in the art so far.
Yeah, like
For sure.
the 25th anniversary. I think kept in a lot of the illustrations. They all kind of felt equally important, but I don't. This time around, it feels like they're giving the P1 protagonist like a lot of spotlight as number one. You know, he was in
Yeah.
dead set in the
and
middle in the
also-
first one. In the middle in the first one, he's at the top here holding a little card. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, also big P4 in the front there. That's kind of what I want to talk about this. I
Mhm.
mentioned it before stream, but the 30th anniversary artwork, I believe, is hinting just ever so slightly to Persona 4 Revival news soon. Because yellow background, Yuna Rakami front and center, where I don't recall any artwork in the past of Anniversary where he's like been main spotlight. And Revival is currently their only game that they have like slated up trailer wise for anything. Like we everything else is speculation right now. We only have
True,
news on Revival.
and it's also the only game that like Wada has made direct comments on lately. I remember he made comment.
True.
I think he's made like two. Like he's addressed that game twice now after its reveal.
Yeah.
To just talk about like how it is in the pipe, it is being worked on, et cetera, et cetera. So I wouldn't be surprised if what you're saying is true to an extent that it is like hinting towards something for Persona 4 Revival, and also just makes sense given again it's the thing they have in the pipe right now that we know about. At least there's definitely other things, but
I hope so. You know,
please,
Oh.
please, Atlas, please.
I saw a very funny stat that the amount of time between Persona 3 Reload's first trailer to now, or sorry, to reveal, or
Yeah,
reveal to release is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
Yeah. Is the same amount of time that's passed between Persona 4 Revival's first trailer to now, which
I think that game was revealed way too early. I understand why it was revealed early, okay? So not only was it leaked via like Persona 4 Singer coming back at the Atlas studio like 9 months ago at this point, not only was it leaked by the domain registry that happened with P3R,
hold on,
it also
can I
got
stop
leaked
you
by
right
the
there?
voice actors.
Can I
So
stop right there, John?
they kind of had to
Quick.
put something out.
Hold on. The domain thing that would like as for I don't think the domain is actually much of a factor in them revealing it at all because we only had the domain because
they were going to reveal
the
it.
domain was only available for us to view because it was already planned to be revealed at that specific point in time. It's like the chicken and the like that came first, the domain existing in the first place. The other two might have been a factor, maybe. I don't know about the voice actors as much.
The voice actor one also kind of came because of the domain stuff, though. To be fair, so that one I guess you
that's true. It was also only brought on because of that. Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is
close.
like P4R was known before its reveal quite a bit beforehand, and then like they kind of dropped the whole bomb with the voice actors situation, and then we get that trailer, which we can all agree here it was very nothing burger, right? Okay, I just want to make that clear.
Especially compared to like Persona 3 Reload's first trailer. Persona 3's really,
oh yeah,
trailer was really substantial. It was a good trailer. Revivals, I mean, I've watched that trailer maybe
but
like 1,000 times, maybe more, probably more, in slow motion replay. I'm gonna be honest with you. That is probably the saddest trailer I've ever seen for a game in my entire life. That is really bleak.
it is
There's,
really
like,
sad.
nothing
Yeah.
there.
I think it would have been better if they just did a logo title card, if I'm being honest.
I mean, I feel like people would be more mad.
I don't know, actually. I think actually, me and you and Cop, I think we had this conversation the day. I feel like I'm having deja vu, so I feel like we had this conversation the day the trailer came out. I think if they did a less, like literally just a logo and stuff, at least they're not setting like an expectation. Like I think the fact that we saw some stuff visually of the game, like the a little bit of Inaba, we saw Narukami or whatever, but it was so early and so nothing, almost probably rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I mean, you had some people saying at the time that, oh god, this game looks terrible. I can't believe it looks like that, without really considering that, okay, it was obviously very early footage, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think if they at least just did a logo or something, it'd be like, okay, they've got nothing to show, and at least they're honest about it. Showing us like just enough to like grab onto something, but it's not anything really substantial. You're almost getting like the worst of both worlds, I feel. Like
right? Like I think pre-rendered would have been the way to go, if I'm being honest, for like a proper reveal there. I just don't think they had the time to.
That's probably it. Like, because first impressions, I think, mean a lot, and P3R's first trailer, we can talk about how great that was, and the hype cycle for that game was so great because of that. And just here,
that's the last time I was happy. Full disclosure, hype cycle.
But now it's like the complete opposite, where they have to now catch up. They've set themselves almost in the negative with that first trailer, where it's like, okay, now we have to work and make some goodwill because we've already kind of we started this game with a bad reputation, basically,
And it doesn't help that also I feel like a lot of people are already kind of adverse to the idea of a Persona 4 remake.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
it's not as agreeable as a Persona 3 remake. I think like in the general audience, right? And that's also just a big factor for it's just being perceived like kind of shittily, especially when you have really nothing to grab at.
I think I still hold my main speculation as to why they do it so early. There probably are a few things conflicting, but that Xbox show being in June and Atlas and Xbox being so close at this point, I feel like they just wanted to show something. They just either Xbox wanted to show something or they wanted to show something at it. And they're just like, okay, well, we've got nothing. Let's make some burgers, you know, like, and that was the best they could do.
I can kind of say with a little bit of hindsight that I think that it was also like the Persona brand has been kind of dormant in general. Like for like the only thing we really got was Persona 5 P5X
Yeah.
getting a global release, and that's like it. That's a mobile game, not a full release at all. And with how big Persona is as a series, I think just having something like to tease is probably a high priority at Atlas. Just I don't know. That's my suspicion, anyways. Just given how important Persona is for Atlas and also Sega as a whole. Like if you look at Sega's brand presentations, like Atlas is one of their biggest players, almost just because of the Persona series. It's like insane. It's just like it feels like they need something to show, and I think that's what makes me think it's more of an Atlas choice to put that show at the Xbox conference at that time, and not really an Xbox urge, I guess.
I think there's that statement from Sega that they want to do a Persona game every year and whatnot too. I think we read it a little bit back thing. So I assume P5X was theirs last year, so maybe getting ready for 2026. Oh God, I don't know if I want to get into the P6 discussion yet, but
I have a lot of things I could say about that as well.
Assuming that game's not coming out this year, then P4R feels like it kind of has to be the one to step up. So, so revealing that in 2025 and getting ready for it to release in 2026 also might have been a factor. But man, it feels like I think it's just so jarring. Because it feels like in 2023 and 2024, you felt like you were, as an Atlas fan, you know, you were either becoming one because of how great the hype was, or you were already one and you were reaping the rewards of that. Like you were living through maybe the best era. And now in 2025, 2026, I feel like I'm living through the worst era. There's nothing happening.
30th anniversary, 30 years of absolute hope. Nothing. We see nothing.
Yeah, like I feel like even the 30th anniversary should have me more excited than it is, than it has me currently, and I am excited for it because I feel like something's got to happen. But right now, I don't really feel much because how many times can I get excited for new illustrations or whatever they're gonna show?
Yeah, new merch, acrylic stand.
The illustrations are fire, and I love giving money to Atlas.
Oh yes,
so that merch I'm all about. Okay, I love giving money to Atlas. Okay, I don't know. I feel like this is a weird like lapse for them because I feel like for a while now Atlas has been just good about reveal to release, and like Rival kind of feels like a saint on that. Like another game that comes to mind that was like pretty big was Metaphor. Metaphor had a really good reveal to release, I'd say. Not as good as Persona 3 Reload, but I'd still say it was pretty good. Admittedly, it did have that benefit of being in development for almost a fucking decade. So
yeah, it was there for a while.
But when they re-revealed it at the Xbox show, the same one that Reload got revealed at, and then like that from that point on till its actual release, even though it was a longer gap than Persona 3 Reload, I still feel like they filled in that gap with enough substantial information to keep interest in the game.
I think that's almost none of that only Atlas game that I've seen like frequent advertisements for as I'm just scrolling through like social media. I saw a fair few for like Persona 3 Reload, Persona 5 Tactica when their campaigns started up. But whenever I would open a social media app, I would see Metaphor, no matter what, until its release. And I think like that really did help out, but I wish Metaphor did better than it did, man. That game is so good. Like I know it did great already, but come on. I feel like it deserved even more.
No, I mean that's like I've said this before. Okay, if you're not an avid viewer, okay, you wouldn't know this, but I do call Metaphor Game of the Decade to every single fucking person I know. Last week, I was talking about games with someone at my fucking workplace, and he mentioned Expedition 33, and I just had to shut him the fuck up and tell him how Metaphor is Game of the Decade. Okay, it is a problem. Okay.
Ironically enough, those games are bundled together now on Steam.
Really? That is actually one of the only spots of Atlas news we've gotten. The fact that Katsura Hashino is a big fan of Expedition 33.
Oh yeah, they had both directors talk about the other game or that. Where is this? Should be able to find it. Yeah, Expedition 33 X Metaphor ReFantazio bundle. I don't know where the quotes are, but they had both game directors talk about the other game.
I think I saw it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I think I recall seeing.
It was like a Katsura Hashino quote, and he is a big fan of the game.
Pretty funny both these games are about the game. I do like that. I want to talk about Expedition 33 that much because Incomp isn't far through it.
So
I don't
I
even
have
know if
not
John's
played
gonna
it
play
yet. I
right?
plan to in the future. No spoilers, unfortunately.
No spoilers. The game is good. That's what I'll say.
Yeah,
The game
I'm
is
just a
very
very
good.
big fan of this
I'm a fan.
game, so
I've heard phenomenal things.
I'm very, very happy to see them kind of do something with Atlas. Atlas just embracing more mainstream popularity in general, I think is nice. I think as time has gone on, especially with Reload and how big even it's going down now just as a song was, Atlas is getting more and more like mainstream attention, and I think that's just really nice to see. This series continue to get bigger and bigger.
And going back to Metaphor real quick, I think that's the first Atlas game, at least in recent memory, that like I've seen YouTube sponsorships for. Like I think Ludwig Ogren got sponsored to play it on a stream, and a couple other like really big streamers got like sponsorships to actually go through the game. I don't know if this happened with Reload as well,
I think
but
it did.
it
I
seems
remember
like
there was a
Atlas
few.
is making an effort to like kind of put it out into a more like mainstream market.
Actually, they even did it.
I just
With-
remember
I
the
was gonna say with
Reload
the Switch 2
trailer
version.
with the
What is-
what's
Yeah,
his
sorry.
name? The live action one. Do you guys remember
Oh,
that?
we actually,
This
you know,
is
we actually have a
notorious.
video on,
Yeah.
on the social
We
experience
love
channel
that
talking about
advertisement on this podcast. It's one of our favorites.
Great ad.
It's
Great
just
ad, great
so
ad.
good, you know.
I was gonna say that it also weirded me out, like you mentioning the sponsorships, like not weirded me out, but it was like surprising to see that even the Switch 2 version of Persona 3 Reload got a lot of press. It feels like from like I remember
yeah.
I saw it, like this one weirded me out so much. Fucking Northern Lion got sponsored to fucking play the Switch 2 version of Persona 3 Reload.
I didn't
thought
see
yeah,
that.
I
That's
remember I
actually
saw
really
that.
funny.
I was like, damn, that's surprising. We're trying to get a lot of people on this. They pushed the Switch 2 version of Reload really hard, I think.
Yeah, which is
Um,
weird because I don't think it's still like fully out of place where I think it's like comfortable that I can recommend it to people. I think that the performance mode is a great step, but I think there is no real reason that game should not be running at 60 FPS on the Switch too.
No, Switch 2 is like a more than competent system. To my knowledge, Switch 2 has comparable specs to the Xbox Series S. I don't think there's any reason why that they can't run it at 60 more. Like
Pretty
in
much
all
just haven't
conditions. It
played
just
it in
feels really weird.
handheld because it puts me off so much. Like it's not that jarring, but it's jarring enough for me to be like, okay, this is a worse experience. And like it's not like I'm getting like a completely bad negative view of the game for I think it's because I've played it before on other platforms where I have like such smooth performance. Like I played it on PC. Maybe I'm nitpicking here, but
No, I think it's
I
fair.
think the frame time improvement is great though. That is, oh my god, there's a
First of all, like, I
big
saw footage
difference
of that,
between pre-patch and post-patch.
on launch. That game was so like the
Oof.
frame time specs were insane. That game looked like it was miserable to play on launch. It was ridiculous.
Man, like I think it's bad now. I can only imagine.
God, John, don't you just fucking hate Atlas? God.
Yeah, I feel like we've always had to
Oh,
complain
these
about
guys
this. You know, fuck
suck,
these
man.
guys.
I
Yeah,
think we are very spoiled as Persona fans, as Atlas fans in general. There's not a lot that we can really like say, yeah, this is awful, this is terrible, it ruins everything. So we kind of have to like nitpick a little bit, and like our criticisms are not as like deep into the root of the problem because there's really not many roots of problems. Although I will say that I think that some Persona games more than others have a lot more flaws that I think people should be discussing.
I think I agree with you. I've seen the way you've titled
Awesome.
your Persona 1 videos. I think we get along just fine on our takes on that game. Okay.
Oh goodness me!
you both have
The funny
played
thing is, Persona
Guilds
1
against-
is a fine game. I just think it's completely held back by its gameplay. I loved the characters. I thought the story was fine. I like the Snow Queen quest a lot more than Sebek, but it was just miserable to go through. Absolutely miserable.
Yeah. I think I've got a lot of takes on P1. It makes me feel a lot of things. Sometimes rage, normally rage. I think the story is fine enough. I certainly don't like it as much as even like Persona 2's story.
Oh yeah,
But,
100%.
It's like fine for the most part. It's like the biggest flaw is obviously the gameplay. Even Snow Queen, which I
Yeah.
think I found more interesting conceptually. God, I hate Thanatos Tower in fucking Snow Queen. So that shit
Having to
just,
backtrack all the way to Tartarus, man.
that
Ugh.
I don't know why they thought that was a good idea. For those who don't know, in Thanatos Tower, I'm pretty sure it's if any of your party members die at any point, right? You have to go back to I think it's like floor 3 and go get their persona back, right? That's what the gimmick is, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the gimmick.
That was
Yeah, I played Persona
an
1.
idea.
I played Persona 1.
Yeah,
I
this
played
guy
Persona
has
1
played.
again.
He's played like this guy hasn't played Persona 2 at all. Can you believe that? This guy's a fake Persona fan.
Really? Persona 2 is my third
Hey.
favorite Persona game. You really should.
Oh, I'd put it. It's
You
really
know,
good.
we'll get there. We'll get there. You know what game I played a lot of? Actually, I played a lot of SMTF. That game I played a lot of, way too much of.
I've had a lot of people
God.
request me play it, and I
Don't.
kind of refuse. I don't know if I have the mentality to go into another old Atlas game right now.
Dude. Do you know what do you know what the World of Sloth puts you through? I'm not exaggerating when I say any of this, okay? Literally, you go in there, you think, oh, hunky dory, you know, I'm in another dungeon, you know. I mean, the rest of them haven't been that great, but you know, I'm sure this one will have something like great for me to explore. You have to wait 6 real life hours doing forced encounters until the moon phase changes enough to the point where pathways get created by the slaves slaving away inside of that dungeon. You have to do force grinding for 6 hours, Sean. I did that on a stream at one point. I didn't use save states or fast forwarding. I did that all in one go, and it was fucking miserable. God, that game fucking sucks.
Yeah, I will not be touching that game.
That game sucks. That game sucks. Don't play it. That game's terrible.
All right, you got it.
Oh my god.
Don't you guys just love Atlas?
Yeah, I love Atlas so bad. They make such quality products. I love everything they make. You know.
I like Persona 3. I like Persona 4. I like Persona 5. I like SMT 3. Well, no, I haven't played enough in Nocturne. I like SMT 4. I like SMT 5. I like SMT 5 Vengeance. Okay, I like Catherine. I like all the ones made after they started employing that Hashino guy to a lot. Okay, that's I feel like there's a certain turning point. That's when they started making good games. Okay.
Feels weird to me because I am like a relatively new Atlas fan. I got into the series like a little bit after the Persona 4 Golden Steam port got released, like near the time that the like ports and remasters got announced. And since then, I've gone through each and every Persona game. I've gone through Catherine. I've gone through Metaphor. I started SMT3. I have started Strikers a long time ago. I've never finished it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like Strikers that much, which is weird.
I'm super in the
Not a big
middle
Warriors
about
game?
it, so yeah.
Okay. And then
not too big into Warriors games.
started SMT3 as well, which I've been enjoying with a question mark. I feel like there's a lot of depth to like the gameplay, and beyond that, it's kind of just vibes, which I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of. Maybe I've just been missing things, but I'm not super like engaged with the story so far. But I think that might just be SMT in general. I think that like the premise is less good for someone like me. It's just like a personal preference thing. But hopefully I start enjoying it more a little bit later on.
I think that's fair.
I imagine if you're
no.
big on like Persona, you'll
damn
probably
it.
like SMT4 a lot. Fuck you, Screen. I'm talking. You'll probably really like SMT4. I think SMT4 is more focused on like the characters overall throughout like constantly throughout the narrative.
Okay.
I don't know. Just I think for like a Persona fan's taste, I think SMT4 is definitely like really big.
Should
like,
I play
could
4 or
probably-
Apocalypse? Is Apocalypse like a re-release version or how does it work?
So Apocalypse is like a pseudo sequel? Question mark? It's kind of a sequel. Its story is complete fucking garbage, but it plays amazing.
Oh.
So
Okay. Got it.
SMT4, base SMT4 though, that game has a good story. I really like SMT4. You should give that game a shot.
Okay, I'll have to check it out sometime probably. Maybe after SMT3 once I'm done that.
I've
Yeah, you'll probably
only mainline SMT I played was 5 Vengeance. I think the story was okay. There were definitely interesting things about it, but like the main I adore that game, but like 99% of the reason I adore it is the gameplay. I think the gameplay in that game is and the soundtrack's fucking phenomenal in that game as well. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't played Nocturne, but it's a similar feeling to how I felt about Vengeance, where the gameplay was the main thing that I was super enjoying, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no SMT6 discussion though, because we know that's never coming out of this fucking right.
Yeah, I would like to see it next 5 years, but that's super wishful thinking. I just think we've gotten too much SMT related stuff in the past, like recent years. Like we got SMT5 Vengeance, we got the Rido remaster. I don't think we're seeing SMT for another year or two at least for like a port and mainline SMT. Yeah, that's gonna be a ways away.
Not until after Persona 6, hopefully.
Oh yeah,
For sure. No way.
Can we talk about Persona 6 now? I think that I would like to give some thoughts on when I think
We
that's
should,
getting
But
revealed.
can we get
Before we go
just-
into Persona, hold on. I just one thing I want to press
Okay.
on just a little bit, John. No, it's important. Fuck you. It's important. Okay.
Before the
John,
topic changes.
You mentioned a lot of Atlas games, okay? You did forget one, and that is really, really bringing me down. I can't believe you forgot to mention Soul Hackers 2. Have you not played that game? That game's incredible. That game's great. I feel like
I have not played Soul Hackers 2. I installed it when I had Game Pass, and I never opened it. And the main reason why is because I heard that it wasn't that great, and I was going through, I think, my first playthrough of P5R at that time. So I was like, okay, well, I just kind of want to play this game and not the one that everyone says is worse.
So the game is not good. I played it.
so
I've played
just
a
for
bit of it.
context,
It's not
please.
great. It's not great. Not the biggest fan. Not the biggest fan. Go ahead, Screen, since you seem so keen on not letting me speak. Go ahead. Continue.
So I just wanted to get to this wonderful video, okay? We say they don't do anything for us, but really, they dropped a new 15-second video for us.
Oh, yes,
and I
on
feel like I
Red
just
Note.
need to get it out of the way. So, yeah, for some reason, exclusive to Red Note, yeah, but it is posted on Twitter. Has no audio. But
yeah, they did one of these for the original art as well, but they posted it everywhere. I don't know why this one's only on the Chinese TikTok.
Are these the same illustrations as the illustration?
No, I believe they're
new,
different.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
They're new. Pretty
Well,
sure.
you know, those are cool. Oh, actually, these might be the ones that were on the
The standees.
the stands, and they post them on Twitter. Yeah, I think these are actually that might be what these are. But okay, actually, this is significantly less interesting than I've put those keys together. This is even new art.
I hope that we get this art in like high quality.
Yeah,
I
I
really
think
wanna
they
see it.
posted the individual ones on their Twitter. This
Lovely. I'll have to
together,
go
I
steal
don't
them.
know. But I do like the style. There is one thing I guess we could say. The style they've been doing for these videos for the 30th anniversary so far, it's very cool. I think it's
Yeah.
it's a little more out there for what we've been used to in the Persona series. So I think that's at least.
Now
worth
imagine
kinda
if it
mentioning.
wasn't the only thing they were doing for the 30th anniversary. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, like I love videos, but I like games too, and Atlas seems
Yeah.
keen on not giving me any of those. So
Well, there could
That's
be
a
one
good
game that comes out this year. Well, sorry, maybe not comes out this year, but it's at least revealed this year as part of the 30th anniversary, and that's Persona 6. What do you guys think about that?
Game
entire
Awards.
concept?
It's happening this year. I have
Ooh.
hope. And the reason why is because I
Game
think
Awards.
that Revival is going to get its next trailer at Summer Game Fest. And that'll be for a very late 26 or an early 27 release date. Pure speculation. I do not work with Atlas.
Yeah.
But I think that Persona 6 very likely to be revealed this year just because 30th anniversary. It's been rumored to be revealed for 3 years now, since before Reload was even rumored to be a thing. So I just don't see them skipping out on this year for a reveal because it's very huge. And this will also allow them to kind of bypass GTA 6 a little bit because they'll get their reveal in GTA 6 will release, then presumably Persona 6 will release sometime afterwards, probably like Q3 27. So they wouldn't be like sucked in by the black hole of the games industry that we all know was coming.
True.
What do you think, Comp?
Can you pull up the diagram for me, real quick, Screen?
Oh, I'd love to. So if you would pay attention to this diagram that was written on a previous episode of Social Links here. Now, unfortunately, this is now
I
outdated.
think it's really good.
We
You
did
know,
write
I think
this.
It's really good.
This was before the announcement at the Game Awards. So the initial thought for what the plan would have been was we really did think Revival would be at this previous Game Awards that happened. Really expected it. I think I put like 80% odds on it or something like that, and then I had like 40 on P6, I think, right? Because I said 20 in 2024. I said 20% odds. In 2025, I said 40% odds. I guess this year I'll say 80% odds that P6 will be at the Game Awards if it's not revealed by then.
I said, by the way, for Persona 4 Revival being at the that Game Awards, I said 99%. So guess who feels like a fucking idiot
I also
now?
felt 99% for it. I was really confident because I just didn't see them doing another trailer in like January, February. I don't think we're getting one in March, April, May either. I think we probably might have to wait until the summer showcases, which really stinks.
That would suck. Yeah, so my initial thought would be we get more here, then a little bit at the potentially at the concert. That this was kind of a Hail Mary. I don't know if that was super like it. Then obviously at Xbox, this definitely says something. P4R
P6 not here or something.
Oh man, P4R release late 2026 was my initial bet. I'd still maybe put decent odds on that. I
I
feel
think
like
maybe December.
yeah, I'm
But
hoping.
I was banking on September originally. I just do not see that happening at this point, and especially because of reloads like reveal to release. And even if we go off of like Revival's next trailer is its reveal, we use that as like its reveal to release window. I think that it's gonna have a similar one to P3R, and it's probably gonna be like 6-ish months. So even if it happens at Summer Game Fest or even in like March, I don't think we're seeing it till December, November. Just stinks.
Yeah, it probably.
Yeah.
I'm hoping. I, I'm I'm hoping it doesn't end up getting like a release date for next year. It's like that's my big worry. I don't even. I'm thinking it's gotta be this year, but I don't even know.
If we
Also,
don't see anything about Persona 4 Revival at the next Xbox, if at least like by that point, at the next Xbox show, like in June, the game's canceled. It's not real. I'm sorry. I will 100% believe it's
At the
not
very
real at
least,
that
it's
point.
delayed. There's no way. I mean, can you really delay it? They didn't give us a release date, whatever. But we know it's been
True.
pushed back if that happens.
did we really say 30th anniversary would start late 2026? We were super, or maybe this is because the actual anniversary is here, and then it would go a full
Yeah,
year.
that
like
is, I think
It
it's
would be in
September
September.
20th or something.
Yeah.
That was my
Yeah, I
original
think it's
like
some point
planned
in
date for
September.
Revival. Would have been so perfect if it released on that day as well.
Yeah, a lot of this ended up being super. Oh, like I even. Why is this here? What does this even mean? Persona 20th.
20th
like,
anniversary coming
thanks.
soon, baby.
I guess. Oh, I guess because Persona 5 released on the had the 20th anniversary stuff in its in the vanilla release or whatever because it was
Oh yeah.
was
okay,
that released on the
makes
20th
sense.
anniversary or was it just
Screen,
around
I
that time?
did you clean up this
think
diagram? I
around
feel
it.
like I remember it looking so much better before. I feel like
Oh
you made
no,
it look
I
worse.
think
I don't know.
I think no, I didn't clean it up, but I think you're thinking of I think there was a second one. I don't know if I have did we save that one? There was a second one we
You guys
did
have gone
on
deep into this.
on the next
Should have
episode of
saved it.
Social Links. That one I think we did after TGA's huge disappointment, and we really
You did,
every
you're
episode
right.
of Social Links has just been us coming on here and being like, okay, let's talk about nothing again.
Oh, next
It's like,
episode I
okay,
fully
soon,
plan
guys,
to like
soon.
next episode I fully plan for us to both turn our cameras on and we just drink for like 2 hours and that's it. There's nothing else we talk about. We just
At
drink the
this
whole
point,
time.
yeah, I'm kind of down, and then we could make it Atlas's fault. I think last time we talked about Brandon on this podcast. That's how little has been going on.
We did. That's the point we're at. Yeah, I did mention that to John. I do think that it's like
Made me flinch.
Brandon is our false prophet now. We have no one else to believe in, and then Brandon appeared, and he's like our only hope.
I
Did
put,
you see the Persona 4, Brandon?
wow, there's
No.
a Persona 4
It's like
Brandon. Oh.
Carlos or something. I don't
What the
remember.
fuck
No,
are you
there's no way
talking
it's his
about,
name.
man?
Carlos.
Yeah, it's. I don't remember the exact
Wait,
name.
what?
I was on a stream I did the other day, where I got viewers to send in like TikToks and stuff, and one of them was for AP4 Brandon, and like I just sighed and kind of moved on, but like it kind of stuck with me, you know. I haven't been able to get it out of my mind.
Uh,
Marcus, that's
It's
his
in my
name.
mind.
Okay, I was
Oh,
close.
Marcus.
Marcus. Oh, okay.
I haven't even seen this. What? I sent that in. Oh, that. Hold on. I haven't heard anything. You're telling me now for the first time. There's a second.
Oh my God,
How?
I haven't looked into it
Does
at
this
all,
guy?
but I just
okay.
know it exists.
Does he want to romance like Yukari or something? Or sorry, Yukiko this time or something?
I think it's so much worse. It's so
Oh,
much
no.
worse.
Hey,
It's
Persona 4's
Adachi.
Brandon already exists. It's Mitsuo. What are we talking about, dude? I'm so lost.
Real.
that
No,
that,
I believe it's Adachi, unfortunately, which makes it so much worse.
Oh, I
what?
mean that's a surprise actually. They want to romance Adachi?
At least it's an adult and not a minor.
that's gotta count for something. Yeah, that's gotta.
Yeah, we gotta give him props. We gotta give him props.
Just could have also not been that person.
Yeah, going for a pedophile rather than becoming one. I mean, I don't know. I guess that's probably better. Like, probably.
Why not Dojima? I feel like
Dojima's
Dojima's
great. Yeah.
really attractive. I
He's a
feel like
cool guy.
Dojima's very attractive.
If I said the things that I wanted to say, this podcast would be banned.
You don't know the things we've said on this podcast, John. I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't know the things we've said on this podcast.
I'm gonna turn it into a
weird
Dojima
around here.
thirst podcast.
Oh,
that
here's
was like the last
second.
10 episodes.
I found the second diagram we made here. This was
That was the
after.
better
Oh,
one. See, that
goodness
was the one I was
me.
thinking of. That's the great one.
What is this?
You
Persona?
can like feel like you can
Oh,
feel
Like the
despair
percent
in his-
chances
in the ink.
too.
Did this say trauma?
Oh,
I
this
don't
speaks true hope.
even. Yeah. So we did percentage. Well, you were blue and I was red, right?
Yes, I believe so.
So this was. Did I really have 25% odds they do something in January? Man, I'm fucking stupid. Dude, what the fuck was I thinking?
I mean, they did do something. You got acrylic stands.
You know what? That's
You're the winner,
that's
Screen.
that's what
You
I was
win.
really waiting for.
You win.
Random Twitter announcement. I think this is so.
That's what
This
that means,
is
Could you
yes, I
imagine if
remember
they
that. I
shadow
remember seeing
dropped
that.
something right now?
at this point.
Right after the stream. After the stream, they're gonna do it.
Oh, they should reach out to me. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I almost did a Tactica sponsorship one time. Do you know that? Fun fact.
No, I didn't know that.
Actually, I've been told that he talks about that one Tactica sponsorship like an ex-girlfriend. He never.
Hey,
had.
look, I had
Actually.
look. I can't. You know what? You'll see. You'll
Can't
see.
defend
I'm gonna be
yourself.
there. I'm gonna be there soon.
If it makes you
Sooner
feel
rather
any
than
better,
later.
I think I'm pretty much
He's
voided
threatening
from
me right now. He's
any
talking about my
Atlas
house. He's threatening me.
sponsorships.
That's fucked up.
Then we had direct 2%, 5%. There actually hasn't been a proper direct yet, right? I think the last one was a developer one.
No, that was the first
Yeah, not yet.
State
Like
of
maybe
play,
March.
we had
March,
1% and
maybe.
3%. Then it was not the
Yeah,
state of play.
I watched
Honestly,
that
I'm gonna
just
be
in
honest with hindsight.
case.
Screen with hindsight, that was a little optimistic. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. We could have gone lower.
Jeff
Yeah.
June event, you had 1%. I had 0. Damn, yeah, fuck that Jeff Keighley guy. Very
Well,
high
actually,
odds for
you have
Xbox,
to understand,
obviously.
John, we have actually a very
Just
close
say.
personal relationship with Jeff Keighley. I hope you understand. Actually,
Oh, as
you
do
know,
I.
we're all great friends. I have to say.
Yeah, I was
called me
actually the one
back
who
a
told
while,
him
but-
to announce Control with the little P6 thing, so everybody
Dude,
doesn't
oh
know what
my
they
God.
are would get really upset.
God, that
yeah.
fucked us so
I think he
hard,
saw the
dude.
clip that I posted on Twitter where
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally screamed so loud.
It's so
I'll
fucked up,
never
man.
live
It
it
was actually
down.
so fucked up.
That
That's
was
one
really
of the most
nice
fucked
of
up things
them.
Jeff has ever done.
Okay, look, and if I had just played Control, I would have known, I'm sure, but okay, they gotta know that not everyone's played that game, and there's a lot of Persona fans watching your event. Okay, they should have wrote Control on their vest or something. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? Then I would have been less afraid.
Yeah, Persona fans don't even play their own games, let
yeah.
alone other games. How are we supposed to know it's Control?
Bro,
Um,
I completely true. I mean, Johnny also hasn't even made a playthrough on that game. What the fuck am I supposed to know anything about
True.
it?
But yeah, so that was our big breakdown basically. That was all about P4R though. P6 I really don't know. Like there's a lot of different ways I could go with if it comes out or when it's announced or whatever. I imagine it'll release next year. I can't imagine it's this year. It feels too early.
Yeah. And like 2028
I
feels
agree.
too late almost.
So then what
No,
do
I
you
think
do
27, I think it's
with the release schedule? Do you let's imagine P4R is late 2026, early 2027 at the latest. I'm pretty sure it's even what they said in the investor report, right? That it would be
Yeah.
Yeah.
in that quarter. So if you announce P6 later this year, maybe at the Game Awards or whatever, well, P4R isn't out yet. Now you're kind of marketing P6 and still kind of marketing P4R. It's not the worst thing in the
Mhm.
world. It's not going to be a huge deal, but that'll definitely be like the
They
new
did it with
topic of discussion.
Tactica.
That's
They literally
true.
killed that
They
game on
fooled-
launch
they
with the
put that
marketing
game-
campaign.
bro.
It's so unfortunate.
They left it out to rot. I played Tactica too, and the DLC. I'm like one of the 3 human beings who can say they've beat that game.
I swear to God, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I don't
Yeah.
know why everyone's like, this is the worst Atlas game ever made. I'm like, P5X is right there.
True.
Bro, oh, you're with us. I fucking hate that game. P5X is fucking terrible. That game
I
is
played 10
fucking
hours,
abysmal, dude.
10 hours of it, got through a decent bit of the first arc, and I was like, yeah, this is dog shit and I'm not enjoying it. So I turned it off and never turned it on again.
That's good. That's what you
yeah,
should-
I
that's what
played
people should be
about
doing,
10
man.
hours, guys. I don't.
Yeah, I know. This
Yeah.
guy boots up the game almost every fucking day for his stupid daily. That's the dumb Steam notification on the bottom right of the goddamn screen. Every day he does that shit.
It says 97 hours less played today. That's very weird how that
Ooh.
happened.
I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get well soon.
Yeah, look, I'm too much of
Yeah.
an Atlas shield not to log on and I don't know, pull the next anime waifu they try to release in the game. The problem with that game has been stated to death, including by people like me. Obviously, P5X is a terrible game. I would never defend it. I think I've played through the first 2 arcs of the game, and it's probably some of the worst writing, not just in an Atlas game. Maybe in a video game. Okay, if I were to break down the stuff, people thought the Subway Slammer.
mine for
Yeah.
the slamming.
That shit was trash. The next arc is arguably even worse. A little less goofy,
Oh,
but
really?
almost more
I heard
stupid.
it was better.
I don't know. It'd be like a toss-up, but it's almost even stupider. I don't know. I did stream a lot of that game. I don't know if anyone in my chat has seen those stream, but if you were there, you know, man, that game that's one of the games ever made. I gotta say, but Yeah, I
Honestly,
have
I
some
think
sort of
like the
disease
game
we should
like
play it. So
Hatred, I feel has more going on narratively than P5X does. I'm gonna be completely honest with you.
I feel hatred when I play it.
That game
So
is a lot. Yeah, dude.
It's hard not
I
to.
like having that monologue every time I boot up the game, bro.
It's
but
just like
Just
such a
fucking hate
tonal
this
whiplash from
move.
even base P5. Like the themes were represented so incredibly well, especially like just even looking at the first two arcs. I think there's a noticeable dip in Madarame's, but it is nothing compared to both arcs in P5X from what I know of them, and especially the first arc in particular, just comparing it to any first arc of even the spin-offs, if I'm being honest with you, the Persona 5 spin-offs, I genuinely think Tactica's First Kingdom that I really didn't like is a million times better than the first Palace of P5X.
yeah, no, I don't know how far you
Yeah,
got in the first arc
I got to the second kingdom
of P5X, but
in Tech. I
they
got the second
they know how stupid the conflict is that they have to. Wonder gets like premonitions of the future, and that's almost like the motivation for doing the palaces or whatever.
Oh my
And
god.
the subway slammer, who at that point has attempted to murder somebody with his slamming, I think he gets like a premonition that he slams some lady with a stroller down the stairs and the baby dies or something. It's something
Oh
like
yeah, I
so.
think I got to that point. Yeah.
I'm just like, what are we doing here? They do the same thing in the second arc, by the way. The same sort of premonition stuff.
Ugh.
It's just an that whole game's narrative. The whole game is a shit show. The narrative particularly is pretty bad. They did replace writers after the second arc, to be fair, and I haven't played the third one yet. There's no way
The
it could
third
be
arc's
worse,
actually
so.
really good because they replaced the writers from the first and second with the royal writers, and I've heard that from
heard about that.
Third Palace and beyond, the game is actually really good and even better than base P5 in some regards. I just don't want to go through the first two palaces for it. And I guess we'll have to wait and see because I don't know if it's out on global yet, but
I've heard the same sentiment, and I'll be honest, I don't believe them. Just full disclosure, I don't believe them.
The third arc gets out. I haven't played it yet, but I have been playing the events that come up. I can tell you that the events aren't particularly anything to write home about. Maybe they're hiding it all in the third palace arc.
Maybe all the
Yeah.
good writing is just packed behind a paywall.
Yeah, it's certainly
Bro.
less offensive than whatever's going on in the first two arcs. So I felt legitimately like despair playing those first two arcs. I don't even. You had to laugh at it because if you didn't laugh, you were probably gonna cry.
You could not take it seriously. Like, you
yeah.
genuinely couldn't. If you did, it would feel just so nonsensical. I think the biggest, like, point of contention I have against the game is, like, the main hook at the very beginning of the game is when you're, like, walking by the train station and you see a girl, like, jump from the roof and everyone goes around like, oh, that's what she gets or whatever. And I'm like, oh my god. This is the worst tonal whiplash I've ever had in my life. And comparing it to a scene like Shiho Suzui's scene in Persona 5 at the very beginning in the Kamoshida arc, it is
Yeah.
night and day the way that both games explore those topics and use them to like serve their purpose in the story. Whereas P5X treats it like an attention grabber, like, oh my god, shock value. And it doesn't feel like this is the main hook, but it is. It's wild to me.
Yeah, that game is just it's something. The whole thing they try to set up is that everybody in society is super apathetic towards everything, and that's kind of a theme in Persona 3 and especially 5 and it's all the Persona games as a whole, I guess. There's definitely like some societal commentary there, but the way P5X does it is to such like a comical degree that you are basically saying nothing because this guy, the subway slammer, slams a girl in front of everybody onto the train tracks, and you're supposed to believe because everybody's super apathetic that nobody cares to effectively go after him. Although they still end up sounding the alarm and getting her off the track, so I guess they care a little bit, but not enough that I don't know. I just hate it. I just hate it.
People
It's
call
I just hate it.
P5R's villains cartoonishishly evil. Like,
True. Gosh, God, I
We're
fucking
playing our
hate
greatest hits
P5X,
today.
man.
We're doing P5X hate. The other people, we're hitting all the marks today.
I actually want to pivot. I want to pivot to something a little bit. John, I'm kind of wondering, like, that's a very like vague question, okay? But like, when it comes to like P6, like, do you have anything like in mind that you're kind of like hoping for, like anything, or like you'd want to see them cover, or
ooh.
like maybe even like some like really simple things, like, oh, I want to see them do X or Y in the combat, or I want the UI to look like this, like just kind of like toss ups like that. You have anything in mind for P6 like
Okay,
that?
yeah, I
or-
have two things that I can bring up here. I've talked
Okay.
about them extendedly on my stream in the past and everything, but I would like to see like a dual protagonist situation where you're kind of like alternate between two throughout the story, like one day this person, one day the next. I think that could be a really cool way to do like a new sort of narrative in Persona instead of having it just be the calendar system and social links again. I think that it could also be really cool for the story because you could have something happen on one perspective and then the consequences of it happen in the different perspective. And I think it could be even cooler if you could almost like play as like opposing sides almost. I
Mm.
think that they could get really creative with that. And the second thing that I wanted to kind of bring up is there was like leaks a long time ago that were very obviously not true now, talking about the colors of P6 being black and white. But I don't think colors black and white. I think that it could be a cool idea to explore the theme of black and white. Like things aren't so black and white in the world. And it could be like a cool way to like go into the dungeon crawling sections where it's like you have to think of something in like an outside the box way. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. I think that like black and white could be a cool theme though, and could be explored in a lot of different ways.
No, sure. I kind of get what you mean. Like, John, have you ever played like a Sound Hill, like for instance, like or Sound Hill 2? Like, I guess it's the easiest
Unfortunately,
example.
not.
Have
I
you played that?
really want to though. The remake's been on my wish list.
Fuck. Okay. I'll just briefly outline a concept. There's a concept in Silent Hill like called the Other World, and it's like certain dungeons and areas in that game will like flip flop between the real world and like not real world. So are you thinking like maybe like just to spitballing here, like you said, you mentioned that idea of like black and white, right? Like what if like dungeons had two sides to them, sort of thing that you can explore both of,
Yeah,
something like
like
that. That's what you're
yeah,
thinking,
no,
right?
something like that could be really cool.
No, I kind of I see where you're going with that. I think that'd be really cool. That feels like something that would work really well, like to iterate on the like very Jungian approach they've had to dungeon design since Persona 4, and taking it a step further could with something like that would be really cool, I think.
Mhm.
Something I'd like to see, me personally. This is really like a gameplay oriented thing. I think it'd be cool if like you saw like this is just very much spitballing, okay? But like I wish there was like a cool, like very cool like locomotion system in dungeons. Like maybe like if that game has like a Mementos or something to that effect. It's like a procedurally generated dungeon. Like wouldn't it be cool if like you could like again completely spitballing. Imagine like you initiated like a battle in like this like very open area. And it's like I don't know, like imagine like some like jet set radio type shit, like you're doing tricks and shit, and like as you approach enemies and stuff, and you like approach them in the air or something. Like would that not be
Ooh.
fucking badass? Something like that. I think
Almost
that'd be
like
pretty cool.
a metaphor way of like initiating combat, but like super
A step
flashy and
further.
like in your face almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
step
Persona,
further.
like very much
Yeah.
Persona. Like Persona's a very
No, I get
flashy
what you're
series,
saying.
right?
I would fuck with that very heavily indeed. I think what they should be doing in the next Persona game is instead of having like the shadows be the ones wandering around, I want the actual demons to be the ones wandering around. And then you just like
Okay.
walk up to them, you're in combat almost.
Like you
But
want to be like
something
really
like that
like
or metaphor
seamless.
system, like that could be really sick.
Sure, no. I see what you're saying. No, I'd fuck with that. I think Metaphor System is really good, by the way. I really like the way Metaphor does
Oh man, metaphor is so
its combat.
good.
As for like narrative, I don't really know if I have anything. But like, Screen has said this before, and I'm kind of with him. Like when it comes to like a lot of about P6, I just kind of want the game to be good. Um,
Yeah.
like I don't really have anything like particularly in mind for a narrative, but I do like your dual protagonist idea. I think that sounds really cool, and I think it could also have really cool implications for time management. This would be
Mhm.
hell to develop, but like two sets of social links,
Yeah.
that would be fucking badass. I can't lie. That would be
Imagine
fucking
if your
sick.
protagonists were like social links with each other, even, and that's how you get like
Oh,
characterization on them if they're both silent protagonists still.
that would be fucking sick. That's a cool idea. I'd fuck with that heavy. Like,
Yeah, like I
the
think there's a
idea of just
lot
two
of
social
ways
links in
that they could
general.
explore it. That's why I'd like to see it a lot. And going back to black and white, like as a theme to explore, I think that it also works really well. Like as like P5 was released, the themes were very prevalent around that time. I think that especially with like our current online landscape, people are either like thinking this is awful or this is awesome, and not really thinking like, oh, there's a gray area in between here. And I think there's a lot of social commentary that could be made on that, which is like I feel like it links back to P5 being like a time in a bottle situation where like the whole concept of P5 was flipped on its head because of the Japanese tsunamis. I feel like P6 could be
Mm,
flipped on its head by the whole unrest online right now just cuz I mean you look everywhere and there's like rage bait. There's so much like hatred, and then you look in another corner, pure positivity. There's almost barely any mix of like neutralness anymore, you know?
sure, like lack of nuance. So sure, I get what you're saying. I
Yeah.
completely understand. I think P5 also kind of just on this like just a little bit, very like especially like with online communities because you can see how they like the fan site how they respond to like murders and shit. Like when Okumura dies, for instance, they're like, yeah, get that fucker, or something like that. Like when they, like the comments you see from them, I think that stuff's really interesting, and I think it's kind of like in line with what you're talking about. Screen, I know you're like very got a lot like in mind specifically for P6. Like if you had one thing you could like say, just one thing you'd hope to see in that game, like what would it be, man?
Like in terms of what, like a narrative or like a gameplay thing?
It could be anything, narrative, gameplay. There's anything, just one thing you'd like to see. That'd be cool, you know?
I'm just very big on going like a new direction, I think, and I think that's what's going to happen with. I mean, we had the original Persona trilogy, you know, Persona 1 and 2, 2 obviously being in duology. And then we had 3, 4, and 5 with a different team, and now we have a new place to go. I would just like I feel like this might be controversial. I'm not sure. Because these are kind of what made Persona popular, so to kind of get rid of them, I think would be weird. I wouldn't mind if you wanted to format the game differently again. I could even be behind potentially getting rid of the calendar system and stuff like that and have that be Hashino's thing with metaphor and stuff. I feel like nobody will agree with that idea, and I'm fine either way. But I just think something significantly different. I think what ties all the Persona games together is like the introspection, the
Jungian psychology, right?
Yeah, like the view of the self, the psychology, all of that type of stuff. I think that is all you really need to make a Persona game. And then everything else you can kind of put your own flair into. I really hope they have the guy who directed Royals content in P5R, Daiki Ito, because I adore the Maruki arc. I think it's truly is the peak of the Persona series.
I have to agree.
So I think that narrative in general in the third semester is like the peak of storytelling in video games. I don't know if I've ever seen like something better than that one arc. I don't know.
So
it's really fucking good.
If they can get that guy to cook even half as hard as he cooked there, okay, for a full game, I mean, already it's bound to be the best Persona game, ignoring every other factor.
Good.
Like it, yeah. So I don't know.
I feel like I kind of have to agree that I like with your like whole like switch up thing that you were talking about, and like even to an extent getting rid of the calendar system. I don't think that I'd mind that much either. And like you were saying, like the root of Persona isn't in calendar system or social links. And I'm just thinking like how much I love P2, and that had no calendar system, no social links. Like I wouldn't mind a full like refresh of the Persona formula again. And I think that might be like where my dual protagonist idea is sort of headed, and like lost my train of thought. Dual protagonist sort of headed. Shucks, that really stinks. Moving on.
Let's go.
It's okay. I much to your point about like reinventing the series. I wouldn't say. I guess I'm the unpopular one in this call. Okay, but I think keeping what made the series like gain a lot of its identity under Hashino isn't a bad idea. I just want to see it get sweeping iteration. Okay, like I don't want the counter system gone. I want it really changed. I'm okay. I want these systems to still exist, and I still want the games to be turn-based. Okay, that's something I actually will ride or die for. I do want it to be a turn-based game. I'm not gonna be like those Final Fantasy chats. Maybe I will. Actually, I won't say that yet because don't clip this out of context. And if it gets revealed to be like a real-time game, I might mull for at least 6 months. Okay, that I can't promise I won't do that, but I will be open to playing it and giving it a shot. I do think the game should stay turn-based, but when it comes to like social links and calendar system and storytelling and even how the personas work and shit like that, I'm all for that being heavily iterated upon, but I don't want those core Hashino ideas to go away. I think they're really good ideas, and I think that they're almost intrinsically attached to what Persona is like in the modern zeitgeist. I just want them gone entirely. Heavily iterated though. Again, I'm completely cool with that. Right? Like I don't know if I'm making sense, but
no, you are 100%.
Yeah,
I like Persona. I do like Persona. I have to say, I like Persona.
Persona's cool, guys.
I do have a bit of an oddball question. This is like a weird. Maybe I'm the only one who's thought about this, but like, it's fine if you don't have a real answer because I feel like it's kind of hard to come up with this. But like, what would you think like be a cool summoning method in like P6? Like, you know, like if assuming let's say they keep the same tradition of like summoning personas and all that, like you know how it like a P3 CFO
breaking a mirror.
That would be kind of cool, like a tiny like little hand mirror, or like one to just like
something like that. Either something appears in front of you and you just punch straight through it, throw it on the ground. Like I think that could be cool. The only like thing that's opposing me to that is they've already kind of done like crushing cards. But I think like Broken Mirror. I'm trying to think of other ones right now.
Broken Mirror would be hard
for a summoning thing. I actually have no idea. they could do. There's just like so much you could do. Obviously, we'd have to fit whatever theme the game has.
Sure.
But I mean, you can really like I could.
Hit a vape.
Yeah, you could literally you could take any idea and potentially, as long as you've got the team that can pull off cool animations and good art direction and stuff
I
like
think they
that,
do.
you can make fucking anything work.
Oh
So,
yeah.
What I've had to your point earlier, it's funny that you mentioned the two sides thing, like the black and white kind of thing. I think would be a really cool summoning method. It's like flipping a coin and, like, and shooting it or something. Like, wouldn't that be fucking badass, dude?
Baofu
Oh my god, just
style.
flipping a coin. That would be fucking sick, dude. I'd fuck with that shit heavy.
That would be
Um,
sick. I have to agree.
Fuck, I hate having this conversation because like every few months I do try to gaslight myself into thinking I'm not like an Atlas fan, so I don't feel the weight of like Persona 4 Revival and like Persona 6, and like it never works because I always come back and I'm like, fuck, I want Persona 6 or fuck, I want Persona 4 Revival.
I
God,
want it
my
so bad.
life
How do you think I
sucks.
feel as someone who isn't trying to gaslight themselves? I am John Persona. I want this stuff bad, man. Fuck. But I
one
do
day.
think that Persona 4 Revival is closer to launch than we think, and I think it's about time that I pull up my Google Doc of the info that I have
Google
to prove.
Docky. Sorry.
Yeah, Google
Sorry.
Docky. So, for starters, we saw the small part of Persona 4 Revival's UI and the Dojima residence in an accidental reveal on I think it
Oh,
was
I know
the
what you're talking about,
P4R like Sega website on accident. At the same time as the trailer, we saw the UI and everything, so we knew that was done. We know that some other environments are done because Dojima residence. And then Tosei's financial report, who is reportedly, very allegedly, very rumored, developing Persona 4 Revival. So take this with a little bit of a grain of salt. But their sales report says that several like game development projects are approaching their final stages. And that is like before the end of the next fiscal quarter. So that would be April 27, May 27, I believe. And that coincides with Atlas's like release window for Persona 4 if they are doing the 1 game a year thing, because it has to come out by Q3 or Q4 this year, right?
For
So
sure.
I
Yeah,
think
no, you're
that
right.
very possible we could see it sometime early 27. I think that that is what I'm really banking on now is January or February, maybe even same day as Reload, like February 2nd.
Hmm.
Oh, that would be funny as fuck. Actually, is that just like new Atlas like remake day?
Yeah, but like the Steam page was also created in April. It was like 9 months ago, 10 months ago, 10 months ago. Voice actors were
stop
notified
acknowledging
they
the
weren't returning so
stop
long
acknowledging the
ago.
passage of time. Stop acknowledging the passage of time, John. Please, I'm begging you, bro.
It's been so long since the revival trailer. It's been so long since so many of the leaks. And like, I'm just thinking it's been a year since the Persona 4 singer started recording for an unreleased project, in air quotes, at the Persona
Yeah.
studio. And Reload started development in late 2019, only had like a 5-year dev cycle, including the entire pandemic. I think
Yeah, which
Revival is
delayed it heavily.
comfortably through its development cycle right now. And I think we are nearing the end. The reason why I think the trailer was kind of thrown together like that is because they had to show something. They just weren't ready to make a trailer yet.
Yeah.
Sure. No, I think we're like. Do you think that like this is all again like speculation, complete conjecture? But do you think that what they showed was like because of the stage of development it was like really spread out, but there wasn't a whole lot of things that were actually polished at that point. You think that's why they chose
Yeah.
the philosophy they did at that point? I can kind of be with that. From what I've seen, obviously I'm not a game developer. Okay, Screen, I think you are, so you should probably take the reins on this conversation. But my limited knowledge, okay. My limited knowledge, I've seen development games, and I do know that they like widely do like they do make a lot of vertical slices, but like that's like for like just showing shit off. And I think that Inaba was probably their vertical slice at that point. That's probably the most polished thing they had at that given moment in time. And a lot of the other things probably existed and were probably like at least like well underway to a certain extent, but definitely not like to the point where you can show them to people without damaging the game's reputation, right? Just because it's so like, they need some more polish. And I can see that, definitely see that for sure. Toast developing it. I've also heard the same rumors. If that's true, what you said, I haven't seen the report of what you're saying, but I don't doubt that that's true and that the game is probably close to being finalized 100%. We'll probably see a trailer in June, by June at least, maybe before, maybe at a Nintendo show or something.
By June, probably.
Yeah, I think June
Please.
for sure,
Please.
or the game, just don't even release it anymore. Okay, but
yeah, like we don't want it.
The hope is
too
that
late. That ship has sailed.
sometime before we get something about it, like going a full year between reveal, which was a nothing reveal trailer as well, and then and having literally nothing until a second, hopefully more substantial trailer. That's just a long place to go, like a long amount of time to
Yeah.
go, and yeah, I'm just hoping for something before that. I do think the P4R devs are in an unenviable position that the P6 devs are also in, where the P4R devs, now at least they have experience with P3R, seemingly, but they have to remake a game that's obviously very beloved, and a very big game, and there's just a lot of expectations there. And the P6 devs are a different team than the ones doing the previous games, and they have to come in and they have to make a game that is not only going to be just as good as the games that came before it, but just as big, if not bigger. Easily as marketable. Like it is a
Mhm.
lot. I see why the game has taken so long. Um, but
Big shoes to fill.
yeah, but just man, a whole year between reveal and thing. Like I get
It's
how
just so rough, man.
yeah, I get how the industry kind of can be and how the business is, but that game should not have been shown off when it was. I think we can say that
No,
right now.
it really shouldn't
already
have.
shouldn't
Yeah,
have
No,
been
no,
shown
feels
off.
bad.
100%.
Feels
Yeah,
bad.
like that
Absolutely
feels
not.
like
No
it was
way.
And
just done 'cause it
if
had
they
to be.
did choose to show it off then, it should have been just pre-rendered footage because I feel like they dug their own grave by showing gameplay footage and being so truthful. A lot of people didn't even see the early game footage indicator on the trailer because
I
after that
remember.
trailer dropped, just an
Yeah.
influx of comments of people like complaining on my channel. Wow, this looks awful. This looks terrible. I can't believe that a Persona game looks like this. And I'm like, it's early footage, and they're like, oh.
Yeah,
That makes
but
sense.
I was really shocked.
An indicator that never showed on Persona 3 Reload, by the way, like in any of those reveal
Yeah,
Yeah,
trailers. It
I
was
don't
only
think
in
any
the
other
trailer.
Atlas trailer
I
in
was really
my
shocked.
memory.
People took that like I think we had the discussion right after the reveal on stream, right, Incom? So I had this
We did.
position before I'd even seen the early game trailer. I just felt like seeing the trailer, you could kind of tell even without being told like this seems like it's early foot. Like they're showing so little. Obviously, if you compare it to
Yeah.
Persona 3 Reload's first trailer, it's night and day. It just doesn't even look like it's even close to complete, or they're just hiding everything in the game for no particular reason.
What if the ending's different?
In what way? We can talk about the ending freely, I would imagine.
Ooh.
So
Yeah, like because I know that a lot of people around the time that Reload was being marketed and hyped up and everything, there was so much discussion about it having like a point where it changes. Like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, FF7 Remake does this. I've not played it and I have not played the original, but like the story diverges at some point and it kind of goes off on its whole like new thing. People thought Reload was
Yeah.
gonna do that, but got deconfirmed really early on. And we have not seen deconfirmation for that yet, and it's also very early on. But I think that they're probably just not talking about it yet until a proper reveal happens. It'll probably get deconfirmed, but I am a bit curious about it because I think that they're probably going to make some changes to Marie at some level.
oh, I hope so.
God, I fucking hate Marie. Sorry. God, don't get me started.
Yeah,
God,
we
I
all
fucking
hope so.
hate her.
Okay, I'm happy we're on the same page here.
With P3, I never found it to be a super huge fear. I think even from the little we had seen at that point, like it just didn't seem like the remake was going the same. I think Final Fantasy VII remake is pretty rare to get something like that where it divulges really heavily, especially in a game known well for its story. Like
Mm.
to go in a different direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have been really shocked if they did something like that with Persona 3, and especially with Persona 3 in particular, because that ending is kind of what makes it for a lot of people. So, um,
I
I'd
think it's
be
like
shocked
all that makes it for me.
if Persona 4 does something similar, like or does something like that. Like, I just my guess would be it's going to be about as much of a remake as P3R was, maybe a little bit more in some areas because you need to do a little bit more to justify a P4 remake. But those will probably all
Yeah.
be in gameplay, like dungeon overhaul and stuff, which I am very much hoping for.
Oh God, I
Oh,
hate Persona 4's
I'm
dungeons, dude.
praying for Palace style dungeons because I think that that would work so well with P4 structure and its characters.
No, I agree. It definitely feels like the precursor to Palace is the way they had P4's dungeon structured already to an extent. It's just like the gimmicks aren't that great. And another thing I don't like about P4, I've been doing like a replay, like very, very loose term of the word replay because it's been a while since I played the game and I'm barely playing it. But when I do play it, I have been noticing how fucking annoying the investigations are. They are terribly implemented.
Yeah.
Just terribly implemented. They
Oh
need
yeah,
a
we talked
rework,
about it.
an
Yeah.
entire
Just walk
rework.
around and go talk to every single person in the game until you find that
It's so
one police
shitty.
officer NPC that tells you where
For,
Kanji is. Then you have to wait
for
3 days to go talk to everyone else again.
John,
It's
you're killing me.
bad.
John, you're killing me. John, I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm actually dying. I fucking hate those investigations, bro. They're terrible. Like, I don't
I
even know
fully
why they
agree.
design like that. I feel like in a game where you play as the investigation team, you don't do a whole lot of real investigating. Okay, I said this before.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if like, have you ever played Judgment? You're a big Yakuza guy, John. Big Yakuza fan.
No,
Played
unfortunately,
any
I've
of
wanted
the
to get
games?
into Yakuza for so long though.
Okay. Okay. You a big Ace Attorney guy, maybe?
Have played like the first mission of it. I know of Ace Attorney quite well though.
Okay. I want like just a more involved investigation process. Like at the very least with finding
Yeah.
partners and stuff. I've said this before. I think like a cool thing to do would be like you find you like have to like actually ask people questions. Like think like LA Noir, maybe not like obviously not with like creepily real people, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
like actual like interrogation to an extent. And I think
Yeah,
it's
like
the
an
coolest way to
actual
like
investigation that happens instead
something
of just
real to
talking
actually
to
like grip
people. Yeah.
on, right? And
Like
like
have it be like a proper quest.
I think Teddy finding like where they are based off the scent is so fucking lazy and cringe. I think it'd be they won't do this, okay? Because I want it to happen, and Atlas does not want me to be happy, okay? But it would be fucking awesome if like when you actually have like the clues gathered together, you actually have to go into the TV world, like navigate through the mist and solve like I don't know, like a few
Ooh.
puzzles, like maybe like some basic dungeon puzzles or something in the TV world, like super like trippy settings and stuff like that. To actually you figure out a little bit more about their character yourself by actually going through it. But it also like gives you something to fucking do instead of just having Teddy be like, "Oh, I smell like bit." You know what I'm saying?
Hold on. Put them
Like-
together. Teddy, smell minigame. That's what you play to get to the dungeon. Holy fucking cinema. All right. I've never seen a better remake edition.
Sniffing his way through the fog to find whoever's there, dude. To add on to this, I think that if they do like the palace structure dungeons, I think that could be their Memento style randomly generated dungeon. I think that could work perfectly as that. Yeah.
Like the fog between you, man? Yeah, no, I could. I don't think they'll go that far, but it'd be very, very awesome to see something to that effect, right? I just
also don't
want
think
more
they
expansion
do.
of
I'm just
Dungeon
hoping for
Crawler.
more changes because P4 it does hold up better than P3. Granted, I don't think that a P4 remake is useless, and I think that P4 it should have got a remake. I just don't think it should have been this early. Because I've tried to get some people into P4 and they have been pushed off of it because they're like, "Dang, this game's kind of old." And I'm like, well, that sucks. It's really good, I promise. But like it is dated, and whether I like to admit it or not, like modern gamers don't like to play dated games that much. It sucks. I wish they'd give it a shot.
I think that is, and that's probably that's probably the leading philosophy behind this remake. That you're modernizing like the last of Persona 3, 4, and 5, the most iconic games in the series, and you're giving them a new, fresh set of eyes. Like one thing I suspect about Persona 4 5, just from the very little bit we saw, I think the game, when it's all said and done, will look fucking great. I think the visual fidelity on display in that trailer, even like that one shot of the classroom, I think it just looks gorgeous. Like the way they use just the visual fidelity, it feels like another level compared to Reload, and I think that's because, if I remember correctly, we're not seeing Persona 4 Revival on PS4, Xbox One, right? This is just a PC, PS5, and Series X endeavor, right?
I believe it's PS5, Series X. Yeah.
So
I'm
this is
remembering
definitely the
trailer
first
correctly.
next-gen Persona game, if we think about it, which is kind of crazy that it's a remake, but
I just can't wait to see the fog, man. I hope they do something crazy with it. And like even the weather in general. I want to see. Okay, I want them to keep like the color filter they have right now, where it's like the blue and everything. Everything looks like super vibrant, but on rainy days, zap everything. Make it just completely gray and muddy and just so run down. Because I grew up in a small town, and I'm gonna be honest, the original P4 vibe where everything is kind of a little bit run down, but everything's still sunny until the weather changes. It is very accurate, but it is a lot more muted than it actually is. And when I'm thinking of like my experience in my small town that I grew up in, it was always like super bright blue, very, very colorful. But then weather change happens and it is like a ghost town. It looks very run down and terrible. Maybe I'm biased in this way, but I really want them to keep like the blue filter and everything and have it be just completely desaturated on weather changes. I think that could be really cool.
I'm completely with you on that. I'm 100% with you on that. Like, and I don't think Screen's like the best person to talk about on this because he grew up in Canada, which is like a shithole all the time.
I also grew up in
So
Canada.
he's not going to really have a good perspective for like a positive weather
shit!
system.
You
Which
just
province?
got fucked. Did you hear that, Income?
Which
Wait.
province?
Oh wait. Oh fuck. Wait. Ah shit. Are you also from Canada, John?
Yeah.
Oh
Am I
no,
still the
he's
American in this fucking
outnumbered,
call? What
motherfucker.
the
You're
hell?
outnumbered. Oh, he thought he had
That's
an ally. Ugh, I'm in
That's
Ontario.
insane.
I'm in Alberta, unfortunately.
Rip. Yeah,
Rip indeed.
I'm
Yeah,
in
I'm
the
in
big,
California, guys.
big
I'm in
ol'
California,
Toronto.
guys.
Yeah, California.
A little ways away.
well,
It's not
Yeah,
here. I have to say that. Okay, we
we,
don't.
um,
We get some nice weather here.
Yeah, it's fun. Oh my god, it's so. We just turned this into the weather forecast podcast. Oh my god, there's
Just
so
got
much. There's so much
18
snow.
centimeters
Yeah.
of snow
Oh
yesterday.
my god. Before, I think it was only a few hours ago. I had to go shovel some of that shit. It was killing me. It was I was gonna die. I was gonna die.
So lucky I live in an apartment that's maintained, dude.
Yeah, I don't live. I don't have that problem. I don't have that so problem. It's not,
Yeah,
it's
it
not
must
have that
be
so problem, like, at all.
Mr. California over here, get out of town.
I'd come
I
to
could
California
never
just
live
for the
anywhere else.
winter and then come back. Okay, I'll tell you that much.
Hey,
Hey.
winter here is actually been kind of cold this year. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too fond of it. Dude, I want the Midnight Channel to be real, just so I can jump in there and fucking die. I don't know why I said that. I apologize. I'm sorry. Atlas has got me in a bad vibe. I'm sorry. Atlas has got me in a very bad vibe. Okay.
If they put,
Sorry,
if
I
yeah,
just
I'll
don't
say,
know.
if they put you killing yourself in the remake, I will sing its praises to high fucking hell. Okay.
Just kidding. I felt like you had a follow up to that you just were like, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, no, I had something. I had a thought going there, and I just trailed out. I'm sorry. I just remembered like that. This is actually, I think this is like the 5th time me and Screen have discussed Persona 4 Revival at length, and they still haven't shown anything. So it's really
Same-
like hitting my
same
emotions.
one
It's
discussion.
been almost a year since it's been revealed. Like, there's been nothing to talk about. It's that one like
Oh,
30
wait a minute.
second
Hold on.
trailer.
Hold on, we do have something, and Atlas hasn't revealed this yet. And the moment I say this again, they won't reveal it because it's something that me and Screen both want very heavily. But me and Screen, we
Oh,
said this before,
no.
we want a Mega 10 roguelike
Oh,
so
no.
fucking badly,
Not this
dude.
one
We
again.
really want to make a
Same
Mega 10
3
roguelike,
discussion.
okay?
That could be
Oh, God.
really cool.
Like we've talked about
What would
this
they do
the
for
biggest
that, though?
issue. The biggest issue, like okay, like think like Tartarus, for instance, right? Like imagine like a Tartarus where like you could like you can gain party members like through collecting cards and shit. And, like you can gain like personas for the protagonist and all that. Like what if like it's like fuck, I've talked about it so many times before. Screen, why don't you explain it? Why don't you go ahead? I started it. You can finish it up. It's
Okay.
our idea, isn't it? Go ahead, Screen.
The idea is that some sort of roguelike system, right? People love the gameplay of these games. I love the gameplay of these games, but they're a little difficult to replay with all the story, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes
Can
you
agree
just
fully.
want to open the game, you just want to play through some of the dungeon gameplay, and I feel like some sort of roguelike idea. Now, if we're talking the Mega 10 roguelike idea, this is the most out there out of all the ideas.
For sure.
Because it's kind of
Yeah.
like you would combine so many different Atlas series with so many different characters. You could have a party of whoever you can find, I guess, because it's a roguelike,
Joker,
right? It'd be
Demi
different.
Fiend,
Yeah,
fucking
you
Whale
could have-
Metaphor.
Yeah, whoever
The
the fuck
Fuji's
you
Megami
want.
Automaton.
Tensei Bros Ultimate roster.
That'd go
Oh my God,
everywhere. The dungeon gameplay, I guess, for a Mega 10 roguelike, would it be an original dungeon format? I guess.
You could do an original, or you could just do like ones that like inspired off other ones. They just have to be kind of procedural and like go very high and scale very high in difficulty.
And then
But,
you
like,
get like
Yeah.
different
the
demons,
crazy
different
about that idea,
personas, different shit.
they
They'd-
could
you could
reuse
have
So many assets. You could
could
reuse
have
so many fucking assets.
different play styles for the different like there could be like for the mainline SMT guys, you have like what do you call them actually?
Press
What
turn.
was- Yeah, like the press turn type.
Oh.
There. Well, I don't know if you change the combat system. I'm just saying like you have the persona characters who use personas. You have the SMT guys who use demons. You
Demons.
have the devil summoners like Raido, and you could have like different play styles between all the characters. So much different experimentation. That is an awesome idea, And then obviously items.
I'm just
and
thinking
stuff
like
could
you could
also
do
be
like a shuffle time with like the cards instead of giving like temporary buffs like while you're in the dungeon or whatever, or like just giving
It's
you
like
money
party
or
members.
XP. Could be like permanent buffs even for your party members.
Mhm.
So you could like select like a perk and then it's applied to them and you can keep going through it on. And that'd be like a good way to integrate like more shuffle time elements into that. I think that's a damn great idea though. And I would love to see like a Mega 10 roguelike in some way, shape, or form. Although now that you've said it, it's been jinxed and it's not going to happen. But
It's never gonna happen.
that
no,
would
because
be
Atlas does not want me to be
such a
happy.
cool concept,
I
man. Like
will
I'm just
say-
thinking about that now.
This has technically already been done because P5X actually does have a roguelike mode. I know
Wait,
it was
really?
like we hate talking positively on this game, but it does have one. Yeah.
I'm looking
I
this up
played
real
it.
quick.
I don't find it the most interesting in the world, but I'm glad they did it. You know, I'm glad they did it. I just P5X is I don't like the combat system that much, and then the way it's balanced, I don't find it particularly super interesting. Even playing the mode, but at least they did it. That can open the door. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, this
the
does look like it sucks just a tiny bit. It looks pretty cool though. Oh,
Yeah, it's a cool idea.
but
Yeah.
No,
I think
you're
it's
actually wrong,
conceptually
John.
there.
It sucks a whole fucking lot. It sucks a whole fucking lot, dude. That shit's not good.
I'm just like
It's
conceptually it
Cindy Fox's combat
looks
engine.
fine. Like I think overall it'd be such a cool thing to have, but there's also another thing of like a Mega 10 spin-off including all Mega 10 characters. I just want to see that in general. That'd be so cool. Not even like just all franchises in a way. That'd just be so
Green
awesome.
really wants a Persona like Mario Party game. Like he raves about
I
this
love
shit. Like,
Mario
he'll,
Party.
Like,
What
call
do you
me
want?
at 4
A
a.m.
Persona
He'll
board
call me
game
at
for a
4
Persona
a.m. in the
party.
morning.
Okay, and we got super close to this in the Danganronpa series when they did that board game spin-off, but unfortunately that was like the worst shit ever fucking created. But it could have been great. It could have been fucking cool. And something like that for Persona and have it actually be good, I'd be all with it. Yeah, I just feel like they do so many spin-offs. They're willing to go more out there with it. Tactica was a strategy RPG. You know what? I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
Go
I'll
all the
play
way.
it.
Persona Party
Yeah.
with all the cast. I would
I'll
100%
settle
buy that.
for Persona Kart, but you know,
He already got that. He's in fucking Sonic Racing Crosswords.
that's not
We
the
have the whole-
same.
That is the exact same. Remember
If
when
I
we did
can't
the
be
fucking
driving
thing
down
and you checked it
Kamoshida's
off?
castle, I don't want it. I want it.
Okay.
Yeah, but when it comes to the roguelike stuff, so that Mega 10 roguelike, that's the most out there. Something they could do, and they could do very fucking soon, would I've had a few ideas for the expansion pass for Persona 4 Revival, because I think the Reload expansion pass was a super crazy mismanagement of how to do something like that. Like Sega likes doing these expansion passes. They've put them on Atlas now. Unfortunately, the expansion pass for P3R was so obvious that it was done like without any ideas that they like Wave 1.
Yeah.
We've got some MP3 files from Persona 5 Royal and Persona 4 Golden. You're asking for a lot here. Wave 2, we've got Velvet Room outfit
costumes.
DLC, which by the way are reusing the same materials from P5R's Velvet Room DLC anyways.
Yep.
And then Wave 3, we have the one that was very obviously the only one we actually had planned, Episode Aegis.
Yeah, like the entire answer epilogue compared to the MP3 files and the Velvet Room costumes was kind of like Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby.
And-
I don't really know
it's
what they
weird
were
because
thinking.
They're called waves. Like waves supposed to bring players back, right?
Well, yeah,
And you think
that's
it's,
what
well,
I-
That's the whole reason why they do.
Dude,
them.
who's coming
Yeah.
back for the game for Time to Make
Like-
History in Tartarus?
Not only does it
Well,
fail
hold on.
from
Time to Make History is pretty fucking good, John. Go ahead.
It's a really good save, but it's okay. It's not revisit the 80-hour game worthy.
So not only does that fail from a consumer, like, wow, I'm so glad I spent money on this, but it fails from the perspective of what they were trying to achieve, which the point of expansion passes are. Multiplayer games, or even gacha games like P5X, are very good at getting people to come back every day. Look at me. I play P5X every day. I'm not proud of it, but I do. They're very good at getting people to come back because you do events, you do daily stuff, whatever, or people just, it's a replayable game. People are always coming back to it. You don't get this out of single-player games. Like, the player count will just dwindle eventually unless the game is constantly relevant and bringing in new players, which is really hard. I think P5R might be an example of a game like that, but that's typically very like I'll bring up Metaphor's player numbers. Metaphor is a very successful game, but like this, look at the drop off, right? And this isn't abnormal
Yeah.
for any sort of single player game because people play it, they have their fun with it, they beat the game if they really enjoyed it, and then they leave. Then they go play something else, right? Maybe
Yeah.
they'll do a replay a year down the line, but that's a pretty rare thing. It's not happening consistently. So the expansion pass is supposed to kind of bring people back for a single player game. Oh shit, well you're coming back for Wave 1, you want to see what they're doing. You come back for Wave 2, you come back for Wave 3. Obviously, nobody in their right mind. In fact, there's actually, I wonder, how many people do you think came back for Wave 1 and 2? Because we can check the numbers.
I'm curious. Go check the Steam charts. I'm mad curious. Who came back for Wave 1 and 2?
So when did these release?
I think it was September.
Of
Expansion 2024?
Pass, we've got mostly negative review. That's good. Okay.
Was episode I guess.
March 2024 was the
September.
first one. Do we have the exact day? Expansion Pass, Reload, Wave Days. I'm not mixing it up, surely. Okay, so the first one was March 12th. We got, this was 2024, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay, well, they're lucky they still have numbers
Yes,
from
yeah,
people
yeah,
playing the
still,
game initially,
yeah,
because
still
it
from
doesn't
launch.
look like there's a significant jump here. Then we have, this will really be the one that decides it. May 31st, we had Wave 2, the Velvet Costume DLC. And we got it doesn't even look like anybody gave a fuck. Is there a way I can go to this specific part and zoom in more? Oh, okay. May here? Put me here. How do I go here? Oh, look at that little jump. Hold on. We got like 700 people who launched the game.
We got motion,
and then
dude.
they're like, I don't give a fuck anymore. And they left again.
And then you go a little bit ahead to September and just take a look. Like you can see it on the graph.
A little bit. And then they realized they had to play episode I guess, so they stopped playing immediately too. But you know, that's adding up for something.
I still have not played through P3R's episode I guess. I did it on stream. It was one of my very first streams that I ever did. I played it like on release, dropped it like 4th floor, and just never picked it up again. I have it on the Switch 2 version, and I'm planning on going through it once I'm done my playthrough on that, but I just have no interest to play it because like unfortunately I'm an avid Reload defender. I love that game to death. The one aspect that I can say definitively, like it's not up to like personal preference speculation, it's not subjective, the answer is worse in Reload. It just is.
Oof,
and it makes me very sad to say that.
You know what's crazy? I disagree with that.
Really?
I don't think it's worse. I disagree. I think that the answer, from a narrative standpoint, is like for the I guess part of it is by far the thing that shines, and that doesn't change at all in Reload.
He's stealing my takes. Well, this doesn't count. He's stealing all my. This guy hasn't even beat either version. He's stealing my takes now.
Hold on, that's a subjective. Hold on, come on.
You haven't even beat it. The best part about the I guess stuff is at the end.
And like I'm saying,
Fucker,
P3 Fest
I
fucking
feel like I get
sucks in terms of
Hold on, wait.
gameplay, and especially the
You actually think
answer.
that? Wait,
I
you
did not
actually,
enjoy
I
playing
actually,
it.
wait, hold on. I defend V3 FPS. I think the gameplay is pretty good.
I
Damn, John. I'm starting
really
to realize
overall P3 is one of my least favorite Persona games.
Wow, really? Interesting.
Yes.
Hey.
I think it has some of the highest highs in the series, but it has some of the lowest lows.
That's fair. That's
Before,
true. It has episode I guess. That's definitely low.
This guy fucking hates episode I guess. Before Reload came out, I still had FPS as my favorite Persona game. I really like B3 FPS. I think it's pretty good. But the episode I guess or the answer, whatever, what have you. I think the conflict is kind of shit. I think it's even worse than the original, just because like it's edgier. Sure, it's definitely edgier, and it's definitely it feels more the stakes are higher for sure, 100%. That is something that is true in the original. But like I feel like some of the decisions they make, like something that's like one of the easiest examples I can give in the original one, they make it clear to the whole party that Metis makes it clear to the whole party that I guess could die if her key is taken. And they kind of just don't give a fuck. Like they just do it anyway.
Yeah.
In Reload, they change it so that that Metis tells Aigis one-on-one afterwards. And like, I'm not gonna say it's a stroke of fucking genius, but it's definitely a better alternative to everyone just not giving a fuck about killing. I just feels like so. It feels edgy and it feels strong and grungy, but it doesn't feel like a good narrative. It's just fucking weird. I don't know. It's just really out of place.
I do agree with that. However, I think that all of like Yukari and Mitsuru, their entire like motivations were completely gutted in Reload, and there is just not like the answer. Like I was there for Yukari pretty much. That was like I really liked what was going on with Aigis, but I don't know why Yukari just stuck out way more to me, just because her reaction was something that I could genuinely see. But in the answer in Reload, instead of it being like I really loved him, it was we really loved him, and it felt very weak overall. I think that the answer in Reload is better for Aigis and worse for everyone else from what I've played, because I actually don't think I've gotten up to the key section yet, like where they do the battles or anything between them. I think I was
the reloadification, like the battlefield and like the presentation is really cool in the Coliseum fights. I really like that about the Reload version. It's very cool.
So I got something to look forward to there at least.
Yeah, no, this fights just feel very cool. Like I feel like this sounds weird, but I feel like ever since P5 with like making the character models more like to scale, the like battles with Persona users just feel way cooler. I don't know, maybe that's just a me thing, but
I have to agree. Yeah,
I fuck with that shit heavy. But
I also
I feel like episode I guess like it's like a flawed like narrative. Like I mean I wouldn't say objectively. I'm very choosy about how I use the word objective, because
yeah,
I'm sure there's someone out there who really fucks with episode I guess, and it is art, and art is inherently kind of a subjective thing, but
I fucking hate episode Igus.
Yeah, like I don't think episode I guess like from the get-go, just in Fez, I think it is most definitely weaker than the original story, and I think that it's not necessarily the best in the first place. I just think that they improved more or less things than they made worse in Reload's version, just from what I played, and I haven't gotten to the end of it, but I have seen the cutscene. So I think that's like the most striking example I can give because it is a lot less powerful. Even though the original is like edgy for the sake of being edgy, it made you
no, I would
feel
say
a
that's probably a
hell of a
blemish.
lot more.
No,
I,
for sure.
um,
I do think, and I think it's a problem with the entirety of Reload, but I think it's worse in the answer. The cutscene direction is just kind of weird a lot of the time in Reload.
I could rave on about the cutscene direction. That's one thing I will never defend Reload for. Is I think their cutscene direction was too faithful, and they should have been way more unique with their direction because the 3D cutscenes weren't meant for the camera direction of the original, and I think the 2D
this has turned
scenes.
into the Reload Hate podcast part 2. I just we're doing it again. It's
I
the second
think
time we've done
every
it.
episode has turned
things to
into
defend,
the
we
Atlas
actually
hate
need
pod. We just hate Atlas, I guess. I think we both Income really likes Reload, right?
Yeah,
I also
It's
really
my
like
favorite,
Reload. I
percentage.
actually prefer it to Persona 3 FES, which is a game I enjoy but believe is deeply flawed.
Oh yes.
I hate episode Igus, but don't get me wrong. I fucking hate the answer too. I just don't like either of them. I actually probably prefer Reload's episode Igus, but it's basically exclusively for the gameplay stuff. I like Reload's combat system more. I think episode Igus actually has the best mini bosses in all of Persona 3 Reload. I thought a lot of those fights were actually pretty fun.
The combat balancing
know.
in general in episode, I guess, feels good. I
yeah,
mean,
it's a little bit, yeah, for sure.
I
Yeah,
think
like
it's
in
used for ailments
Reload,
a
from what
lot,
I played of it,
and that can shut down
really
the
fun.
theurgies a little bit.
They do a little like because the thing with the answer in episode is they just go on fucking forever. But episode I think Reload added a few more like different areas like visually, which is kind of cool. They still get super repetitive by the end though. I think the narrative changes were weird, but I don't think they had to be. Like I don't like the narrative of the original answer very much. I think I guess the only interesting part in it for the most part. I think there's cool ideas with the rest of the Seas cast, but I think they begin to be super interested in the Coliseum, and they also end being super interested in the Coliseum because those scenes are like 2 to 3 minutes
That's
long
fair,
each.
yes.
So there just isn't enough to go on. Where at least with Igus, I thought there was an interesting story being told, and the way it all comes together with Metis in the end, in the Velvet Room at the end. I think that's a cool thing. I just don't think it's worth going through fucking any of either version of it, really. Episode or Reload attempts to kind of make them a little more or a little less agitated, make it more of like a team thing. I think this could have been interesting. People meme on the "I'm not objectively right here" or anything line or something, but I think if there could have been a legitimate dialogue between the team or whatever, it could have potentially been more interesting than, "Oh, I miss him so much. I miss him."
Yeah.
But the problem is Reload doesn't commit to this idea, so it ends up just doing the same thing, but now it's all toned down for no fucking reason. If you had added new scenes in there or something to make it a little bit more of a morally gray type of thing or whatever, or more of a who is truly right here like type of thing, that could have been interesting, but Reload doesn't commit to that, so it ends up just being the same story, but now everyone's a little more chill. And yeah, I just that it's a shame from the narrative perspective. But if I had to play one again, I'd probably shoot myself. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably play episode Igus because I do prefer the Reload gameplay, and I think episode Igus has some fun fights in it. Probably the most fun fights in Reload from a mini boss perspective and stuff. I just hate everything else going on with episode Igus. So
it also has the best open. Wait a minute. We need to.
Oh,
okay,
God.
hold on.
That's gonna be a hard take to
We need
get
to
him
have
to
a
agree to.
discussion.
Good luck.
We need to have a discussion. Okay. I'll ask this first. Do you like Disconnected as an opening, John Persona?
I love Disconnected as an opening.
Okay. That's a good start. Now, get ready for this one, okay? Me and Screen are actually in agreement about this, which is odd because we're not in agreement.
I fought on Twitter a lot when this opening came out.
We are both in agreement that Disconnected is the best Persona opening in the entire series. How do you feel about that?
Ooh, oh man. I'm comparing it to my top 3 right now, and I think it very well could overtake any of those. just if I liked the answer more. I
Okay.
would 100% agree if it was like by proxy the answer just being better and me having like a more positive view of it. But it is the opening for the answer. I think it's easily top 3, maybe even top 2 though now that I'm thinking about it. I think that it's better than Wake Up, Get Out There in my mind.
Yeah. I
And just out of curiosity, what's your top three, John?
I would put Full
Curious.
Moon, Full Life up there. I
Okay.
love the song. The visuals are absolutely outstanding for it.
Top 10 for sure. Yeah. It's a good one.
Either Burn My Dread or Wake Up, Get Out There would be number 3, with Pursuing My True
Mhm.
Self in number 2.
Okay. Good list.
Can't
I fuck
choose
with that
between
heavy.
Burn My Dread though,
You
because
wanna know
Burn
my
My Dread,
hottest
like
take?
I don't know, man. It's so
Oh
good. What is
no.
it?
Oh
My
no.
hottest
He's gonna
take.
say it.
This is the one.
Oh
Everyone hates me for this
no.
one. This is the one.
Uh,
I think Burn My Dread's just okay. I'm gonna say it. I
And you know what? I
Everyone
think
hates me
that's
for that
actually
one.
pretty fair.
I think okay. I
Right.
get so much shit whenever I say this from any to
Can I
anybody.
drop a
wait,
hotter
wait, wait, wait,
take?
Okay.
what? Oh no. What?
So I do not think that Persona 3 Portable is the best version of Persona 3 by any means, but it is absolutely my favorite version of the game.
Okay.
What does
What do you
that
mean
mean?
by that?
I love Persona 3 Portable. The gameplay in it is my favorite to replay in the series, I think, because it's basically just Persona Force combat, but not piss ass easy,
Mhm.
which is great and fantastic for me because I have recently started liking a little bit more difficulty in my Persona games, especially now that I've gone through Metaphor. I've started going through SMT and stuff. Like, I'm coming around to trying harder difficulty options and everything. And Persona 3 Portable has been an absolute blast to go through on both routes. And Katone is one of my favorite protagonists in the series as well. So I'm definitely super biased towards Portable. Soundtrack, also probably some of my favorite songs in the series come from there.
That
And
it
I
does
think
have
that
a
Portable
really
has one of the
good.
strongest
Yeah.
It does.
soundtracks
The
in the
FMC
series.
soundtrack is heat. The FMC soundtrack is absolutely.
Incom
Oh
is a
man, it's
portable
so good.
hater, and I'm not sure why. Because I
I
really don't think it's
I
all
do
that
fucking
bad.
hate
I
portable.
really
I
don't think it's
fully
all that bad.
understand it. I think that it is pretty bad for like an experience of P3, especially when you have like things like the movies, you have the other games, you have the manga, you have so many
Well, I'd
other
probably say it's probably still better than the
arguably better
movies.
ways to experience it.
I'd give Portable the edge on
How
the
would you hate the movies?
I actually do
What?
not give
If you
Portable
hate
the edge over
Portable, how much
movies.
do you hate the movies if you think Portable's better?
I love Portable. I
Well,
think
I
that
don't
the
hate the
movies are
movies,
better than
but
Portable.
I don't hate the movies. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. It's like uh, Persona 3 is a video game, and I think it's very hard to translate a game like Persona 3 to a film. It's just hard. Like it's even if it's 3 films, it's just you're not going to cover that entire ground, losing a lot of the social aspect
Oh,
of
you're
it.
just saying for getting
It's just
like experience of the story, then probably is what you're saying.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
I like
Yeah.
Portable. I just think it's the worst version of Persona 3, but it's mostly only that because of the presentation of it. Like you don't have the 3D environments, you don't have the 3D cutscenes, you don't have a lot of
I
that
think
stuff.
it's better than vanilla, but I
Hmm.
also would have to agree that it's probably the worst version of Persona 3 outside that, just by proxy of vanilla being an absolute bitch to play quality of life wise.
Yeah, that is true. It's like a lot of weird stuff, but P3P. I actually I could have. Oh god, people online get so crazy about FES's combat. I don't hate the FES combat necessarily.
I
Um,
really do.
I'm not super big on it though. I would say I probably prefer Portable's combat because it is it is effectively just P Force combat, basically thrown into P3. There's a few
Mhm.
little differences here and there, but yeah,
Yeah, like fusion spells and such.
yeah. I like P3P's combat probably more than FES's. So on that level, I'd probably agree. Yeah, and then the music is great. I do think Katone has better social links than Makoto. So there's a lot of
Oh
stuff
yeah,
to love in
social
there.
links too. I didn't even mention that.
Yeah.
Social links to P3P are so incredible, dude.
Screen fucking hates the fat boy. He fucking hates him. Oh
The
my
moon
Oh,
god.
guy?
Nozomi,
Don't get him
Nozomi
started.
Suimitsu. Yeah, that
Fuck
guy
Yeah.
that
kind of
guy.
stinks. I also
Yeah,
really
fuck
don't
that
like
guy.
him. The thing is, his story is actually super interesting, but the character himself and his personality just completely ruins it for me.
Do you know what social thing I really fuck with though in base P3? I fucking love Tanaka.
I love
Mhm.
Tanaka too. Tanaka's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Great. Everyone loves Tanaka.
Tanaka is one of my favorite Persona social links. Also, Akinari. Akinari is one of the best social links.
Akinari's my
I
favorite in the
agree 100%.
franchise, man. That social link's amazing. My top 3 social links, I think, are Akinari number 1, Naoki Kanishi number 2, and I'm torn between putting like Kanji in number 3 or someone like Yosuke, because I also really, really like Yosuke's social link.
I'd probably give it to, for me, like it's Tanaka or Akinari. I could kind of see them both in one or two. It depends. And the last one's probably Akechi. I really like Akechi Social Link.
Akechi social link is really good in Royal, man.
I just like Akechi. I just love Akechi. I'm a big Akechi guy.
I am so happy that I never experienced Persona 5 Vanilla Akechi, so my perception of him is perpetually positive. It's
Hey,
great.
I played Persona 5 Vanilla first. I played that game how many times? I played that game like 5 times. I played that game a lot. My friends, I played P5 Vanilla a lot. 14-year-old me was fucking crazy about Akechi, okay? Oh my fucking god.
I think Akechi's good in vanilla. I think people undersell him a little bit. He's just not like Royal made him my favorite character, and I think
he is serviceable in vanilla. I don't think that he does anything particularly special or noteworthy. I think that he's there to serve the plot, and there's not a lot of character for me to love behind that. But in Royal, where they go all in on his characterization, and like I get to like see Akechi, especially third semester when the mask drops.
Yeah.
It is like night and day to how I feel about Vanilla Akechi, especially with the automated social link. I think that was probably one of the worst decisions they've ever made.
That was definitely a big L in the vanilla game for sure, not having a proper social link with them. Yeah, and you know what? Hopefully Revival with kind of P4 and stuff, maybe we can maybe we can have I'm just trying to think of how to relate it back to Revival. I don't know if they go this far.
Cool transition.
People bring this up a lot, and I don't know how I feel about it. So I'm kind of on edge about it. People have brought up the idea of like a new character or something from, or is it a character from the anime or dancing or some shit? I'm not.
Ooh, Aika. Yeah.
Oh, Aika.
Yeah.
Aika.
I don't know anything about that character. But people say
I feel so indifferent about it. I love the P4 animation and I love Aika in it, but she is a gag character at the end of the day, so I don't know how I'd feel about her making it into the Revival. I would like to see her. I think it would be a welcome addition, but I don't think that it's going to happen, and I don't think that it necessarily serves to make the game like massively better. I don't get the hype around it, essentially, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually, be way better. We were talking about the expansion pass and we got off it. The ideas I have for the expansion pass when it comes to Revival have been, they could just do so many amazing things. The fact that they dropped the ball and reloads, fine, that's in the past. There's so much with it. I was gonna with the roguelike idea we had, right? Now that was gonna be its own spin-off game. That's kind of shooting for the stars. Something they could do really easily is if they want to do for one of the waves of the expansion pass thing, whatever they're doing for it, if they added a roguelike mode for that expansion pass, I think that could be a big thing. And it's just only P4, like go through whatever dungeons or whatever, and you have some sort of roguelike mode in it. I think that could be a super fucking cool thing.
With an expansion pass, do you think we could see another story?
Well, that was gonna be my main idea. I was gonna say, you've played Eternal Punishment, right?
Yes.
Do you play the PSP version?
I played the PSP version. Oh, you're talking about like the Tatsu scenario. I've went through episode 1 of that. If they did something similar to that, though, I would be in love. Because so far from what I've played, it is really good.
Yeah, I adore Tatsu scenario. It's actually it might be my favorite part of the game. I think that was an amazing addition in the Eternal Punishment remake. The Eternal Punishment remake is so good in so many ways, or port, whatever you want to call it, the PSP version.
Yeah.
And the Tatsuya scenario was such a genius addition. It's 3 episodes, just like how there's 3 waves in expansion pass, okay? If they could do something similar for that, I don't know if it'd be like Tatsuya scenario where it'd be during the main game and you're seeing some other character's perspective, or maybe it's something before, something after, something different, episode of Dachi, I don't fucking know. But 3 waves of that would be something people would come back to, would talk about if you do it right, and would be way more, it'd feel way more worth it than whatever was going on with, what do you call it? with Persona 3 Reloads episode expansion pass, for sure.
Gotta thank Yeetus for the $2 real quick.
With the $2 super chat as well.
I appreciate that. That's from my channel. Hello, Yeetus.
Yeah.
I hope they put Yeetus in Persona 4 Revival. That would be a pretty cool DLC.
True.
Think that's an expansion pass
looking into
edition
that.
or just in the base game, like a new thing.
Base game, new social link.
Base game for
I
sure.
do social link. I wonder, would they do something like that? I'm just thinking they didn't do it in Reload, obviously. Though they did do the
Link episodes.
Link
yeah.
episodes, yeah.
So I mean, we've got some spot we could make something up for P4R.
We got some wiggle room, yeah. That's why I think
one
that we
thing-
could see an Ica social link in some way, shape, or form. I think it's very well possible. If they were to add like other social links or expansion pass content, it worries me a little bit because I just don't know what they do. Persona 4 is my favorite game, and I think that they stretched a lot of the concept of Persona 4 to its limits. And there's not a ridiculous amount more they could add that I'd be like, oh wow, this added a lot of like narrative depth here. But Atlas has always managed to color me surprised, especially with like Royal's third semester. So I do hope if there is anything like additional social links or anything, they are just as impeccably written as base game ones.
So just something I do think of. This is like me and Screen's like most niche thing about P4. You probably haven't even thought about this. Did you know that in Persona 4 they never acknowledged Naoto having a gun fucking once?
Oh, well, yeah,
Yep.
we went down this.
No,
hole.
I've been tempted to make a short about that actually. It's on my list with random Persona facts.
I don't know
I
why
just
they.
feel I think it's a little weird.
They just kind of like I think it's because like he's a detective. They just assume like the characters have already talked about it off screen or something. But yeah, it's never brought up one time.
Hold on. Sure, the revolver is one thing, but in her cavalry attack, she pulls out a fucking Uzi, and I don't even want to begin to know where she got that shit
Well,
from.
even
Wait,
when
I
she
didn't
has
even
a
think
gun,
about that.
do they let?
Yeah, that's an SMG.
Because didn't we look into it? I don't remember. Do they let minor detectives have guns in Japan? Like I imagine,
I imagine
having
not.
a minor
I
detective is
imagine
already a
not.
pretty rare thing.
I also
But, like,
imagine
you're just
not.
allowed to have a gun because I know their laws are like decently strict around there. I know police officers obviously do. I don't know. I feel like some sort of explanation is due. We got something. Come on. She's walking around with a fucking strap. That's not okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's very
I
funny
like
they don't
Naruto.
explain it. I don't even think
Very fun enough.
does Akechi even carry a fucking gun?
Nope.
Nope, he doesn't.
So
Takes
he
one off
has
the
one
guard.
in some scenes. Like his cognitive version has a gun, and obviously has a gun at the end of Sai's Palace. But
Yeah, the
other than
cognitive
that, yeah, no.
version having it might be a bit because it's definitely different from his laser gun.
Oh
But
yeah.
I mean, also he's working
He's
for some
awesome, by the way.
evil motherfucker. You could just always say, "Oh, well, Shido gave it to him." I can believe that. Maybe that's what he carries around that stupid briefcase.
Yeah, like it's a bit of a different story for Akechi because he does have like the super like mega powerful politician as his
Yeah.
father. So like I can see it a lot more for Akechi, but yeah, I think there's no excuse for them not to bring it up for Naoto. Like even just like hey Naoto, why do you carry a gun? Because that's something that you probably would raise in a topic of conversation among 16-year-olds.
Oh, but imagine, dude. Do you know how fucking badass her crit animation is? Imagine how good it's gonna fucking look in revival. That shit.
Oh
was
man,
tough,
like the
bro.
pop, 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 boom, dude. This is my
Kick.
favorite
Oh
crit
my
animation in the
God.
game. It's so good.
That's so fucking fire, dude. Just imagine fighting a Dachi in revival. That will be incredible. If they up the presentation on that whole sequence, dude. Oh my
man.
god.
I'm hoping that
Oof.
it's anything like how it was in the golden animation where they add like a little bit of extra characterization there for both you and Adachi. That's about the only thing that I can praise in the golden animation. That really sucked, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, they put Marie in it, so I'm never gonna.
But the final
fucking
battle
watch
was
it.
great.
I think some phase
I think the final
too,
battle was amazing.
something Royal added to P5, which was great. That phase at the end of Shido's fight where you one-on-one him, something like that for Adachi could be dope.
That was added in Royal?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a royal edition. Yep.
Wow.
Another a lot of the royal editions. Yeah.
Huh.
Did you know that also that the Maruki arc was a royal edition that wasn't in the base game?
What? I didn't know. You told me now for the first time.
Oh, so that's what the backport mod is for.
True.
Yeah,
I played tested that way back in the day. That was a while ago.
That could be a super cool thing. I think just making this fight more interesting. Like the original game, Adachi is not super difficult, and also I think there's like 14,000 coding errors where he doesn't use 90% of his skill set.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of skills he will literally never use in the game that they wanted him to use because they made some errors with the
I
code.
think same with Amano Sagiri as well. So just
Yeah.
everything surrounding the fight is kind of like scuffed a little bit.
So going all out, Adachi is a big deal.
Oh yeah.
making his fight
Especially
more.
worst kept secret on the internet, so they should make like everything about him in game as good as possible. I think that's probably going to be their main focus is Adachi.
Yeah, I think
What about the new voice actor? That kind of worries me a little bit because I feel like Johnny
I
Yamabashi
yeah, I
is
don't know
like
how you're gonna top it.
Ooh,
I don't know how you're gonna
it
top that full
does. I'd be
cast.
lying if I said I wasn't scared of it, but I prefer almost every single reload voice, especially Akihiko, which is very unpopular.
Oof, you like
So
Akihiko's real voice more?
yes, a lot more.
Ah, interesting.
I think that Reload's cast was really phenomenal, and I have no doubt that Revival's cast will also be the same. But I'd be lying if it said it's going to be not. It's not going to be hard not hearing Yuri Lowenthal as Yosuke or Johnny Young Bosch as Adachi or Aaron Fitzgerald as Chie. Like, there's so many that like they're just drilled into my brain at this point. I've done like 6 replays of Persona 4,
Yeah,
so
I when it comes to the recasting for P4, like I as a industry thing, I think it's generally good because Reload brought a lot of smaller VAs largely into Reload and kind of made them bigger stars instead of just bringing back the old cast who are all well, a lot of them anyways are like huge names who don't need a Persona 3 Reload at this point,
yeah.
right? That was probably better for like building like a voice actor industry thing in the California English circuit, whatever. So I think I feel the same way about P4R from that perspective. Like P4 base P4 had an insane cast: Laura Bailey, Troy Baker.
Yeah, like think back on it, they had all the star-studded cast before they were star-studded.
Yeah, so bringing them back now that they're huge
True.
stars, I think it's good if you want to bring in newer guys who are not necessarily as big and give them a huge game like P4. But from just a perspective of will it be better? Well, P3, I think the dub for P3 is a little rough at times. Like there's some characters who are kind of cooked, like Fuka in the original P3 dub,
Yo.
and even like Ken and stuff. But and the direction in general in
Wait,
P3's
fuck
original
you.
dub
I
is
like
not super
Ken. I
strong.
like Ken. I like Ken in the original.
I
You telling
love
me
the
you're not
original
fucking
P3
rocking with
voice
his,
acting. The direction was awful.
Yeah.
you're not rocking
Added
with the
to the
fucking
charm.
oh crap! You're not
No,
rocking with that?
I'm not rocking
Oh,
with it. I
crap.
think the Reload Ken is a much more convincing kid voice than whatever the fuck was going on
Yeah.
there.
I
Okay.
I also agree.
With but P4 has a really good cast, the original game, has really good direction. Trying to top that I don't know. I don't know.
That's what scares me. But they did it with replacing Chie from P4 Vanilla to Persona 4 Golden.
That's
I'm
true, yeah.
currently playing Persona 4 Vanilla on my PS2. I just got it like a month ago. And I didn't expect it to be as big of a difference as it was, but the recast for Chie was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And like I think I do prefer her golden voice at this point in time. It's just like there's so many iconic deliveries in Golden and everything that it's like, oh my god, that like I need to clip this. But in vanilla so far, it's been like the direction is very serviceable. And of course everyone else is great, but it's like Chie is no longer a standout to me. And I feel similarly with the original P3 voice actors, where none of them were really standouts to me. But in Reload, like a couple standouts, Junpei did an incredible job, Zeno Robinson. I really like Akihiko, Alejandro Saab, and Alex Lee's Makoto. I think is way better than Yuri Lowenthal's Makoto.
Yep.
Oh,
So
I agree. Alex Lee is perfect for that character. And he's also really good at Ryoji. He does a fucking incredible job playing Ryoji, for sure. Alex Lee just has a good voice.
Yeah, I think the Golden Chie, almost everybody, I think would prefer that. I think it's just they just do it
dude.
a lot better with the direction too. And
I
Teddy,
can't say that Vanilla Chie is doing a bad job, but
Teddy,
I mean, like Vanilla Chie like does her taxes on time and is weirdly obsessed with talking on investing. Like Golden Chie is like an actual friend you'd have like in real life, bro. I like Golden.
well, I
Chie,
just feel like
but
it
I
fits
hate
the
Golden.
character a lot more too. I think it breathes a lot more life into how that character is perceived.
Vanilla Chie is like Skinwalker.
Yeah. I think
True.
it was also that VA's only big role. I don't know if they ever did anything else. I think Teddy was also recast between
Yeah,
the
that one I
original
haven't
and-
noticed as much.
Yeah, 'cause
surprisingly.
it's pretty
sound very
similar,
similar.
and yeah, they're pretty
Yeah.
similar. I don't know. Like now that they even went back and they had new voices for Golden Chie and Teddy, trying to top those Golden voices now.
Yeah, like
Good
it's
luck.
just how. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I'm just really hoping that like they bring out all the stops like they did with P3R, and that I guess what I'm really hoping for is the direction's not gonna be too different. But I also want some of the voices to not sound the exact same, because at that point, why not just bring back the old VAs, especially if they really wanted to do the game as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There should be some they should try to. I think the best thing you can do from all perspectives is try to do something a little different. I think even P3R kind of did this.
Yeah.
Because trying to top the original by performance by mimicking it, almost definitionally, if you try to mimic something, you're never going to be better than the original. It's very difficult to do that.
I think the only time it's worked out is Junpei.
I think Yidis came
I was
through.
gonna say
Again, hold on,
fucking
sorry, hold on. I have
Ooh,
to
yeah,
shut up.
another
We have a super chat,
$5 from
okay?
Yidis.
And the money
Oh.
supported. All right. Is this your viewer? I like your viewers.
Yeah,
They're
he
cool.
is. Thank you.
Yeah,
yeah, no, they're super awesome.
They could go to P4R as the cast, and I wouldn't be mad at all. True. They are pretty great.
Hmm.
All right, what were
I'm
you
thinking
saying,
about
Tom?
that now. Like, imagine Alex Lee playing Yosuke.
I was gonna say.
Hey, I
I
mean,
hope
Yuri
that
Lowenthal
Yosuke
did
was
Makoto
used,
in the original
voice
P3.
acting.
Sorry for another
And
interruption
Yosuke.
in comp.
Fuck you, Cup. Okay. All right, go ahead. Go.
I was gonna say that I hope you both never show up on this podcast ever again. I think I'm just gonna send that. No, what I was gonna say was that Mitsuru, the English version of Mitsuru in Reload. I feel like she does a very good job imitating the original. Like, 'cause it sounds so similar.
That is true.
Allegra
That-
Clark, yes.
She's like
Allegra
1 to
Clark,
1.
Yeah, she knocks it out of the park. She sounds
Oh
so
yeah.
similar to
And the
Terraflot.
French is so much better, infinitely better.
True, 100%. Yeah.
Well, a lot of big things Revival could bring. I'm mostly looking to the dungeons in particular, I think, because like that was when I first played P4, and to this day, like my biggest critique of P4 is probably those dungeons. I also don't love the Maria Izanami arc, so those are the two things I'm looking from a story perspective for them to do more with. But yeah.
I didn't like Teddy overall. Hope he
Oh.
gets some rewrites as well. Just to be, because I've heard that in the Japanese script, he's a lot less pervy and a lot more innocent with it. Which, if they translated that over a bit better, I could see myself actually liking Teddy a little bit. Because currently he sits at bottom 2 least favorite Persona characters for me, next to
my God.
Hidehiko Uesugi from Persona 1.
Yeah.
I really don't like that guy. But Teddy, like, I really liked him on the first playthrough, was indifferent on the second one, and by the third one, I hated the bear. I hated the bear. And in the spin-offs, he's even worse. So, and like, especially Q so far from what I've played. Oof. Yeah, I could say a lot about Teddy.
Teddy is a weird one. Like, I feel like I like him, but I also feel like I hate him. I definitely hate him as a navigator. Holy, he needs to shut the fuck up.
He's
when
insufferable. Oh,
navigating.
he's the worst navigator. He's so annoying. Oh god.
So I don't know. It's almost like I hate him, but I kind of like him because I hate him. I don't know. Like, I see him on screen, and I'm like, I get this guy off my screen. But it's kind
I
of like
laugh
almost
at
an
him very
endearing way.
frequently.
Yeah.
I do laugh, but like, it is a similar situation where it's like, get the fuck off my screen. I feel like if he was less pervy and more innocent with it, I feel like it would be like complete flip. He might be like one of my favorite characters because like I often like gag characters if they happen to be well written.
Well, I'm like with regards to Teddy. We're talking about Teddy. I really feel like that one character in the beauty pageant, the I'd hit it. I'm kind of with that like vibe with regards to Teddy. I think it's like the entire game, but that's just me personally. Okay,
That's good.
big fan.
I'm glad you shared that.
It's
Even
like,
with the
yeah,
Teddy
thank
suit.
you.
No, it's,
or-
yeah, no problem, no problem. Huh? Wait,
With
oh,
the
with
Teddy
the Teddy
suit
suit
or-
on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
Well, that's how you know we've gone too long. We have reached our 2-hour mark. If you want to, anything else we got to say here? I mean, on Persona 4 Revival,
Subscribe to John Persona on YouTube.
Oh, I mean, that's true. Yeah, if you want to shout yourself
Where
out.
can we find you, John Persona? Where can we find you? Come on.
At John Persona on YouTube. I'm also on Twitch at Jonathan Persona as well, and on TikTok at John_Persona.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
go
have a lot
follow
of,
me everywhere.
Challenge runs and stuff, right?
Yeah, unfortunately so. I played your randomizer for extended period of time. First time was 24 hours straight. Second time was 48 hours not straight.
Damn.
I had a time, but I look forward to playing more in the future. I will say that. I've been having a blast with it despite the psychological warfare it seems you've been waging against me with it.
Oh, don't worry. It's like self-induced, so now I have to make it everybody else's problem.
I see.
Yeah, so go subscribe to John Persona if you want challenge runs from a streamer who actually streams, seemingly. So that's a good thing. Check him out. And yeah, I don't know. Incomp, you anything you want to say, buddy, pal, friend, on Atlas as a whole, or just anything at all?
I want to fuck the bear.
That's good.
one about to groove. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. Clear your heads now, watch a peek. Let me go and prove my worth, let me earn it. Gonna pass this test and get me a permit. Watch how I do, sit down, observe it. Fires in my soul, uncontrollable burn. Look at me then, look at me now. Correct your bones to rule the cool, make you bow now. Class and one to a point to see. Blow kiss goodbye while they scream and shriek. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Lay low, lay high, lay low, lay high. If you feel my vibes, then pop with me. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
Wow.
That fucking suck, dog.
You think so?
I wish you guys didn't invite me.
Well, I mean, sure. Look. It's not a very good podcast. I understand. I think you understand that. It obviously it sucks. I
No,
think.
I mean I know it's putting up.
Well,
we-
yeah,
we-
I could gather that. I mean,
we talk about
look at it.
nothing.
Come
I
on.
mean,
I,
but
I thought you sounded like you're having a good time though.
yeah, I thought you enjoyed a little bit
believed it.
more.
I'm so good at pretending.
Okay.
Fuck you, man.
Don't.
I hope you guys had a good time though, because I sure didn't. You know, it might raise the net gain from this podcast up.
Income. Do you still have his family hostage, or?
Hey, wait a minute. I thought no, they were supposed to be gone already.
Actually, I should. You know what? Yeah,
No, you
know what
guys
we could
agreed
do,
that I
actually?
did this, and they would be released
Well,
the moment.
now
the
I
outro
feel
rolled.
disrespected. I'm not sure if I don't.
Disrespect was not in the terms.
Okay. Wow, they seem like they have a good time, like in that room. Jeez, wow. They're scratching at the walls. Actually, a
Stop.
lot.
Okay, hold on. I've got it. We'll release them when Revival comes out.